Well, I'm fine with it as long as they're telling the truth.
Hey, whoa. You're turning red. I'm saying that it's need to be said.
Changes my color, quick, changes my color. Changes my color.
Guess who just learned about Lawn Chair Larry? Why have I never heard about this? So this happened in 1982, and this is...
Yes, can I get a large...
I could never
Whoops.
in a million years.
The algorithm said, fuck you. Or was that you?
That was me.
Why have I never heard about this? So this happened in 1982, and this is Larry Walters.
Whoopsie-doo.
He lived in Long Beach, California, and he had a dream to fly. He had always wanted to be an Air Force pilot, but had bad eyesight, so he couldn't do it. But from a young age, he always had a fascination with helium, and he had the idea, if you got enough balloons, could you fly? So he filled 42 helium balloons. He brought some beers, he brought 2 liters of Coca-Cola, and a BB gun so he could shoot the balloons when it was time for his descent. He tied a 100-foot rope to his car, but that rope snapped. His idea was float up to 100 feet, just chill there for a little bit, and then descend down. Do you want to know how high he went? He didn't level off at 100 feet. He didn't level off at 1,000 feet. He didn't level off at 5,000 feet. 16,000 feet.
Jesus.
The minimum height for skydiving is 3,000 to 4,000 feet. The average height is 8,000 to 10,000 feet. Bro was looking at this, sitting in a freaking lawn chair. He was afraid to shoot his BB gun because he was afraid it would throw him out of the chair because of the unbalance. He spent 90 minutes in the air, after which he slowly began his descent. Did bring an emergency radio, and at 13,000 feet, he was able to contact an operator. The operator asked him, what airport did he take off from? And Larry was like, I'm in a lawn chair with 42 balloons. He finally descends. He ends up crashing into a power line. He's fined $1,500 for flying a vessel that is not airworthy. They also tried to suspend his pilot's license, but he didn't have one. And now his chair sits in the Smithsonian. I just love this. When a reporter asked him why he did it, he just nonchalantly says a man can't just sit around. It is important to note that since this, there have been 11 copycats, all of them being male. Guys, he was
just guys being guys.
I never heard about this.
It would only be men. Yeah. Now, one thing that was kind of funny to me, he was like, he didn't shoot the BB gun because he was afraid that it'll knock him out of his chair. Mm-hmm. So what were we going to do at 100 feet? Yeah. Even if this had gone perfectly well, what was the plan?
Well, you fell out of your chair at 100 feet.
Right? Or when you went to go shoot the BB gun. Like, was it going to...
Your baby gun.
You probably should have... You didn't think about that before you got in the chair? It wasn't until after you were already in the air that you went... Oh. Maybe I shouldn't shoot this gun.
Well, I want to know a couple things. What kind of rope was he using to try to stay to his car, right? It
just snapped, right?
It's just a little piece of string.
Little paracord.
like a little balloon, like string that you at the store or whatever.
He braided out of his daughter's hair.
No, it was rated for 3 tons, but the bumper fell off.
But then the second thing I want to know is what was his face when he realized that rope snapped?
Well, he just kept going.
Yeah.
When it didn't stop, and he was like, oh.
You should have shooted your shot right
Honestly,
right?
I don't think the BB gun would have done anything. I don't think it had anything to do with the BB gun. I think it had to do with him being 13,000 feet in the air and not wanting to do
16,000
feet in the air and not wanting to do anything to fuck it up.
Fuck that up. Yeah, no, I'd be terrified. I also feel like I don't know if I could sit in that situation for 45 straight minutes.
Well, and what's the air quality like up there? Like,
not very good.
90 minutes.
Was it a full 90?
He said 90 minutes.
Okay, was it? Well, it was 45 minutes before the descent started, right?
Either way, he was in the sky.
No, he was in this. That's what I'm saying, though, right? Is like it took 90 minutes for him to get all the way down to the ground. It was 45 minutes before like anything happened, right? Before like the ice started going back down, because I assume at that point in the atmosphere, the helium balloons not deflate. They do a thing that
the you know how like if you put something in the vacuum it expands.
Yeah.
Right? At a certain point in the atmosphere, they'll just start popping.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's what got it back down or if it was the stuff leaking out of the helium. But have you guys ever seen, I don't know if it's when people do like supermassive high dives or if it's weather balloons, but I've seen videos of like specific aircrafts that take you basically to the edge of the atmosphere of space, pop, and then you either free fall or they collect data. But there are like devices that intentionally take advantage of that. In that chair, I would have been so fucking scared that that's what was going to happen.
Every one of those fuckers started popping.
Like, and you just start.
I'm surprised
I
it
shot that BB gun so quick,
dude.
I'm surprised it didn't. Honestly,
yeah.
Right? Like, there is just the fact that he made it to the 16,000 feet. And was just too. I'm shooting that fucking BB gun as soon as I feel like I'm anything over 150.
Yeah.
As soon as I see the rope snap, I'm like, nope.
We're not gonna do this.
You're not doing this today. I've proven my point. I'm in the air. Like,
Exactly.
That's when he found out he had a fear of heights.
Well, you know what? Does he now have a fear of heights? Do you
he's
think?
dead.
I mean,
but
I can
maybe-
see that being traumatic.
I can see it being traumatic.
I
But
can see him being
he
dead,
also
yeah.
seemed to be pretty blasé. Well, not blasé, but he seemed to be pretty like, I can't just sit around. He seemed to be. He's a man who also accomplished a goal.
Yeah, like as someone who went on a really, really, really tall water slide, like I don't know, 7th, probably like, you know, in the teens,
Right.
largest water slides in the world now.
Right.
Like I could look at most any, you know, roller coaster and be like, oh yeah, I could ride that.
Yeah.
Any water slide, I could ride. That's fine. As long as it doesn't give me a tummy ache at the end of it. Honestly, that's the only.
Or
answer.
you just gonna get a
little tummy ache.
I don't want to get a tummy ache.
Or completely demolish our bodies like that
Yeah.
fucking wooden roller coaster did.
Yeah, throw out our
You weren't
bags.
with us when we did the Michigan Adventures trip, were you?
I don't think I
don't
went,
think
but
so.
I know what you're talking about because I've experienced a similar thing. I think it's the Millennium Force at Cedar Point,
Might
where
be.
it just like and then like
Yeah.
wrenches you, and I was like, I'm not doing that one again.
This one wasn't even like wrenching.
It was like
rickety.
As the G forces are pressing you into the seat, you hit the washboard. Jackhammers your spine.
It is definitely it is the hilarity of, I think me, Izzy, and Kenton were like the only people over 6 feet on this fucking ride at the time. And I don't remember if you had it as bad as me and Izzy did, but I remember like us getting off of me and like,
Funnily enough, I had this conversation this morning when I was going to get my allergy shot.
no way.
The nurse was like, "Hey, you're really tall," and I was like, "Yeah, thanks." She's like, "How tall?" I was like, like 6'2.5", 6'3". And I was like, it is nice, but except, you know, there are some times when it's not. And she's like,
Yeah.
really what? And I was like, well, you know, roller coasters sometimes.
As it turns out, they're not really made for.
And the other nurse was like, oh, you mean like Shiver Me Timbers
Timbers.
from... And I was
It wasn't
like,
specifically
yes.
Shivering. It was the smaller version of Shivering Timbers, if I recall.
So I
remember
used to
Shivering
love.
I don't like Shivering Timbers.
When I was young, I loved Shiver Me Timbers. I love a wooden roller coaster. I love how it shakes. I love that. I haven't gone since my spine has fully matured. I don't know how we feel about it.
Don't do it.
I wouldn't recommend it. I would not recommend
Once
it.
it's dried out and crystallized, it's not a good time.
Not a great time.
Just like an image of like something getting shaken so hard it falls apart, like a piece of glass
Yeah.
like shattering.
As it turns out, the cars are not really meant for long people.
And almost like those beams that are above, they almost always felt like I was in
About to scrape your. Oh
Well,
my
they do, but that's
God.
part of the thrill because it feels
It
like it's
is.
gonna fall apart while
Like
you're
one-
on it.
Right? Like, I get it for you weirdos who like that shit.
I
The
love
wooden roller
that
coasters. I'm more about speed and flips and turns and shit.
Yeah.
Give me the Hulk at Universal Studios. Give me the Superman. Give me Batman at
The
what is that one at?
Hagrid
Six
ride.
Flags. Either one.
That's right. Just go on.
Yeah, don't make me feel bad about that. There's a reason I'm on a fucking weight loss journey right now.
I'm sorry. I forget about that every time. I'm like,
I want to tell this story because it pisses me off to no goddamn end. They let me stand in that line for 2 fucking hours. When we went to Orlando, Florida, I don't think you were with us. It was us three and Keon. We went to Orlando, Florida, and we went to Universal Studios. And that was just when they had just got the Hagrid ride. Hagrid's Great Adventure.
you had to
or some shit.
sign up
I have
online
one,
to
actually. Keep going.
stand in
to
line.
stand in line, and it was a 2-hour wait. I had to shit for like an hour and a half of that wait.
You did too. Actually, I forgot about that.
My body waited till just so it's the gigantic fucking line outside first, and then you get inside the castle, and then there's like another like fucking hour 45 minutes of just waiting in there. My body waited until we had gotten through the outside line to get inside to go, hey bro, you need to shit. And I was like, nah, I'm already here. I'm just gonna hold it.
Can't be that far.
Can't be that far.
It can't be that bad.
Hour 20 minutes later, we're just seeing the point in the line where it's like you got like a 30 more minute wait, and I'm like pouring sweat. Like, I am
holding back,
just holding it, trying not to think about it, trying to just like.
Everybody probably would have pooped it right out of you.
It probably so that's the fun part, right? Because I'm not even pissed off that I was too big for the ride. We got to the front of the line. We finally get to the front, and this fucking asshole looking motherfucker is just like pulling people out the line. Go sit in the thing. It's one of the little test card things to see if you're too big or too small to get in.
At the beginning of the line.
Why was it not at the beginning of the line?
Right? It's at the beginning. It literally, I paid attention to it ever since then. In every single park I've ever been to since then, and every single ride, it's always at the entrance of wherever the line is.
Universal Studios, every other ride has it at the beginning.
It's true.
Before you get in line.
Yeah.
Why was this one at the loading station? But we get there, I'm like minutes away from needing it. I'm like, all right, the ride's only gonna be like a minute 30. I can get through this, whatever, we'll be fine. Mm-hmm. He pulls me out of line, pulls a bunch of other people out of line, basically in the most like, I'm like, it's like, bro, you're a fucking ride attendant at an amusement park. This is not a military operation. But he does it with like this military callousness of like, you're too big, you gotta go. Like, okay. So bittersweet of like, I don't get to ride the ride I just stood 2 hours in line for, but also I really need the shit.
So you're half relieved,
I'm
but
so
also
relieved to like just start booking it out of here to go take a shit.
Who knows what would have happened?
Who knows what would have happened on that ride? But
I got news on that ride actually.
Really?
Yeah, because yesterday MJ was, I guess, scrolling through Facebook or something and saw some kind of article that read, an older lady finally got hers like $7.3 million from a lawsuit against Universal because of that ride and how they ran it.
What the fuck? Why is she not? Where's the class action?
I don't know.
Where's my cut?
Well, apparently
$25 for making me shit late.
Right. But like back in 2022, apparently this is when it happened. Her name, her online name was like Adventure Grandma or something. Like she was older, like 70 something, riding rides.
But she had a thing for like riding roller coasters and shit.
And she's been doing it for a long time. She's been fine. But on this ride in particular, they apparently were trying to meet a quota for apparently like it's like what?
How many people are
18,000, 1,800, something like that, like per day.
Oh, okay.
They're just trying to meet that quota, and so. When they got her on, she wasn't fully secured in, and she told the workers there about it, and they didn't care. Basically, they were just like, well, I'm gonna go anyway to meet that quota to get the ride going. And
motherfuckers, y'all meet the quota. It's okay.
Like,
she's in the thing. She's just gotta get buckled down,
right? And so her back got fucked up on that ride. And she was unable to do any more roller coastering, whatever, after that. Put her whole career, to bed, essentially, after that. She's still alive, but they fucked her up real bad.
Yeah.
And so, she won the suit after 2 years.
Right.
2-3 years, finally. But yeah, it was like, they didn't want to take 5 seconds
extra seconds to buckle someone in because you have to make quota. You'll make the fucking quota.
That's the stupidest fucking
that
thing.
That is
I've
actively the dumbest thing I have ever fucking heard.
And it was that ride.
They deserve
that. Of course
that
it
loss.
was. Absolutely.
That I can see how that ride would fuck you up though, because they do some crazy shit on that ride. They send you up a thing, and then you go fucking backwards. Yeah. They take you and they just drop you down to another level on the roller coaster.
Are you serious?
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're sitting there and like there's like tentacles and stuff coming out of the walls, and then you just fucking fall.
Okay.
To this day, it is my favorite roller coaster that I've ever been on because they do some really cool shit.
We'll be going back eventually.
Yeah.
We'll be going back eventually.
Yeah, you gotta lose both, all of us. Like
Me and you.
Yeah, I was gonna say because like remember back when where was this? Vegas, the zip line.
Yeah.
I now can't ride that either.
Really?
I'm over 300. Yeah, so
It was 350.
It was 300.
Oh, was it 300?
Yeah.
It was definitely, yeah.
Because I was like 290, and there was like questions of like if I could, and I was like, no, I'm 290. I'm 290.
I'm 290.
And they like, okay. So yeah, no, it was 300. I remember that very
I was like,
specifically.
is the bag to? It was like, is that bag gonna drop you 50 pounds? Yeah. Yeah, no, Fremont Street. The only reason I went to Fremont Street was to ride that stupid fucking zip line, and I couldn't ride it. At least I didn't get my money back though. But yeah,
Yeah, both of us will slim down.
Yep.
And get justice.
I'm in the fucking middle of it. You want to start joining me at the gym?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. We'll start making that happen.
Something like that.
You got blue.
Something, yeah.
Something like that.
Invited to be a gym buddy. Yeah, gets excited. Not at all. Actually, no.
Just cross fingers off the side of the frame.
Just under my leg, just
Yes.
Yeah, I'm ready to begin my weight loss journey.
It's not that bad, honestly. Now that I'm into that first fucking day sucked ass. But
it's less that I don't want to, and more like even when I want to, I'll probably do it for like 2 weeks, and then slowly fall off of it.
yeah, and that's what you have.
That's why you have like an accountability partner, or
I've been
you're
doing it for
like
fucking a
learning
month and a half
discipline for
now.
yourself. It's like called like starting something. And
Yeah,
sticking with
but
it.
my accountability partner would literally need to march up into my apartment, bust me in the face, and then drag me
See,
there.
the whole point is learning to be your accountability partner.
He's like, and you don't think I do that?
like, what do you?
Okay, you know.
Nigga, I've almost come over your house the last 2 weekends just to pop up and be annoying.
I'm honestly surprised you haven't. I'm almost some days I'm like, you know what? What is Blitz doing right now? What?
Yeah.
I'm surprised he hasn't
Probably at the
tried to
exact-
bust in
Probably
here
at the
before.
exact
exact same time. I'm like, I should call Formz and MJ and see if they're at home, and then just go over and be a dick.
See, that would have been easier before, but now they actually have our building locked.
Really?
Like, you do need a key now versus like just opening the building and
Hey,
getting
you
in
have
and
all
shit.
those lock picking kits, right?
Yeah.
All right, we can figure it out.
Fair enough. Be a menace on a whole different level. to see
like,
people
all I-
like looking out their balconies. and
There's
just
a
seeing,
couple times where all I wanted to do is like go over, not even like go in, just fuck, like just make shit up in front of your camera, like in front of the doorbell cam.
Yep.
And then just like piss off. And that'd be it.
Just go over fucking in front of the doorbell camera.
Yeah.
just zzz.
Not the fucking stupid laugh. That's his penis noise. That's the noise his penis makes when it escapes his panties.
And you just hear in the background, got him.
Fucking that's how I walk away. Got him. Holy shit. Oh man, I have no idea how we got here.
The penis noise?
Penis
Well,
noise
obviously
is-
via the Hagrid ride.
Apparently.
The balloon dude.
The balloon
obviously.
dude. It started with fucking balloon dude that we got. Woo, man. We might have to change the name of the podcast.
ADHD's nuts.
ADHD's nuts.
That's pretty good.
That's actually kind of good. That's pretty fucking good.
Just a segment.
Holy shit, right?
Yeah.
How
It's
far?
every segment.
How many tangents? How, like,
Tangent counter.
we just have to, like, pick a topic and see how far away from that topic we can get within a certain time limit. And just, like, at, like, the 30-minute mark, we just stop and figure out, okay, how did we get here?
How did we get here?
Holy shit, we could change the name of the podcast to How Did We Get Here podcast.
How did we get here?
How did we
That's
get here?
basically how these fucking tangents go.
Yeah.
Holy
Speaking
one
of
thing we need.
tangents.
That's one thing we need in like the info under
fuck
each
you.
video.
no.
Is like it's a count of how many tangents we go on in the episode.
Hey, if one of y'all want to do that, that'd be fucking lovely.
That'd be funny as fuck.
Be awesome. Oh, man. All right. So speaking of tangents,
Fuck you. Fuck you, fuck your whole family.
I'm the editor. It gets to be my segue. So we have some would you rathers because actually, I lied. We're not going to do the would you rather just yet because we have a few of those to go through. We're going to do I have one Am I the Asshole for this week I wanted to go through, and it pisses me off. And it might not be immediately obvious why it pisses me off, but we'll get there towards the end. So, am I the asshole for having 2 twin beds in my guest room instead of a queen and refusing to let my in-laws change the room? Hi, Reddit. This happened earlier this year, and my in-laws are no longer staying with me. Background info. My husband and I, both 24, have been married for 2 years. I am a social worker, and my husband works as an electrician. We own a 3-bed, 2-bath together. We have our bedroom, our home office, and a guest bedroom. My state's foster care system is one of the worst in the country. There isn't anywhere close to enough foster homes to meet the total number of children in care. As a result of this, children often get stuck at the hospitals, psych facilities, group homes, etc. Oftentimes, we have children that have to sleep at the CPS facility. I'm over salivating. Have to sleep at the CPS facility in sleeping bags on the floor because there's just nowhere for them to go. It's very common for social workers to bring children home with them, myself included. It's hard to...
Don't like that.
Now that I'm reading this again, I don't think that should be common, but maybe it is.
That really shouldn't be.
Yeah, what?
No, if that's as easy...
I understand that it's...
This actually plays into my problem with it, but sorry, continue.
I was going to say... I'm hoping that it's in this case it's for the sake of just letting these kids have a more comfortable place.
I'm hoping it's under the table type deal.
But it is absolutely, it would be an opportunity for people to exploit a vulnerable population.
Right.
Like that should not be happening.
Yeah, like I actually found this first from Smosh. They read this before, and I didn't even catch it that time or the second time I read through this. But yeah, it's common for them to bring the children home. It's hard to find emergency placements for siblings. So if I can't find a place for them for the night to keep them together, I will often just bring them home with me. My husband and I are child free, but he's super supportive, super supportive of this. So our guest bedroom has 2 twin beds, both with pull-out beds underneath. This means that I can give 4 children their own beds for the night. Earlier this year, my husband's brother and his wife were temporarily homeless. They lost their jobs and couldn't renew their lease. They had to scramble to find new jobs and a place to live. We let them stay with us for 2 months. I didn't really want to, but it was the right thing to do. They were very pissed about the 2 twin beds thing. Because of the way the bed frames are, you cannot push the beds together, and the room is a little small and oddly shaped, so you can't fit a queen air mattress in the room without taking the twin beds out. We don't have a garage, so there would be nowhere to put the beds. They wanted me to get rid of the beds or put them in a storage unit so they could put a queen air mattress in the room. I refused because I didn't want to go through all that trouble when they shouldn't be staying for long anyways. I worked hard to get the room to look a way that I feel is welcoming to kids, and I don't want to change it. I didn't tell them this, but I also didn't want them to get too comfortable with the room because I didn't want them to be tempted to stay for any longer than necessary. I would rather house kids in unstable situations than my ungrateful in-laws. My husband took my side and told them to get a hotel if they don't like it, but otherwise shut up. He said that if they keep complaining, they'll have to leave. He's a good husband. My in-laws have been telling everyone who will listen that we're assholes who made them sleep in kids' beds. My husband has been telling his whole family to fuck off, basically, and don't talk to us unless you have something nice to say. Am I the asshole Reddit? There's like a dozen people who think we're assholes, so I'd like some judgment.
How awkward are these bed frames? Could you not push the beds together and put an air mattress on top of them?
Or could you not just... This was something I thought about that isn't even like super relevant. It was like you could just take the mattresses off, put those on the floor, put the frames up on the wall just to get out the way, and then put the air mattress on top of that or anything. Yeah. Like, unless these motherfuckers are like 4-poster... like 1800 Victorian or 1600 Victorian era, like
got like lions carved on,
right?
Like
ornate mahogany,
2-foot posts,
right?
Mirror on the ceiling.
There's like how, and I do know there's kids' beds that have like where like the headboard thing because it's for kids. Matter of fact, I think I had like 3 or 4 of these beds in my childhood where like the way the headboard is made is like it overarcs the outside of the bed, so like you can't really push them together to get them together. And like, so I could. That's not the craziest thing to me. When I finished the story, my immediate was, yeah, you are the asshole.
Oh, really?
And I will not elaborate why.
Huh.
You don't get to not elaborate why. The whole point is to have a conversation.
You want to know? Okay. So,
And is that not your line of thinking still? Like, did you change it?
you know, it's still my line of thinking, but it's not for the sake of the story itself. You're an asshole because who the fuck would read this story and call you anything other than not like who in this fucking world would read this story, every element of this story, and call you an asshole?
Obviously, the husband's family.
I mean, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't call them an asshole, right?
No.
Would you call somebody, if we took this story 100% face value, would you call them an asshole in this situation? I think Fluff knows what the fuck I'm getting at right now. No. He might not, right? You
No,
wouldn't
I
call
wouldn't
him an asshole.
call him an
Would you call
asshole.
somebody in this situation an asshole? Take this fucking story over to Choosing Beggars and get the fuck out of here. If you want a better place to fucking wave your look how great I am cape, take it. There's so many better subreddits to do it. I am a social worker, and at 24 years old, me and my husband somehow beat the fucking system to be owning a 2-bedroom, 3-bed, 2-bath house.
And we're using that to support disenfranchised children
at 24 years old
in-laws.
and in-laws, and we're supporting the truth by bringing these kids home who just need a place to stay, which I don't think is legal.
Which is normal.
I don't think that's normal or legal.
I don't think.
And I'm a perfect fucking hero, and my husband's also a perfect fucking hero who has my back 100% in this obviously not your problem situation of your fucking homeless in-laws deciding that they're just so bugged out by the fact that they have to sleep in kids' beds for the 2 months of their fucking homelessness. Internet, are we assholes?
Did we do wrong?
Did we do anything wrong here? We have a few people telling us that we're assholes, so we just need some judgment. That's why I say yes, you're the assholes, and no, I will not elaborate. Like, I wanted to so bad. I forget how old this story is by the time I got to it. Yeah, it was like, I got to it back on Friday, I think. Maybe Thursday. Mm-hmm. And I was like, if I could have been one of the first comments on this thing, yes, you are. I will not elaborate. I will not elaborate. Like, there's so many better subreddits you could have put this under instead of trying to make it an am I the asshole? Like,
what are people saying? Or some comments?
They're taking it face value. Like, it's like people don't get to demand what their housing situation is like if they have none. Mm-hmm. And it's a free thing. And I wasn't about to go through the fucking thousands upon thousands of comments. Mm-hmm. Which is
basically like, does anyone else have the same sentiment as you do, where they're not really talking or taking it at face value and really more breaking down why
I
they shouldn't post here?
I did see one, and I didn't think to save it. There was at least one other person. There was at least one other, and I'm sure there's a ton of people who looked at this and went, "This is fake as fuck," or "This is really stupid. Like, why is this even here?" Mm-hmm. But I don't recall any that really stood out to me. Oh shit! I didn't see this one. I am shocked your agency lets you bring kids home. This someone does reply to that. This is a thing. My ex-stepmother worked at DCF, and unfortunately, sometimes kids have to wait hours in an office or spend the night temporarily in workers' houses while waiting to be placed in a home. Even if, again, it's a temporary home while an investigation and court is happening. It's like a pre-approved and pre-vetted thing for emergencies only, and it wasn't required of workers, so we never had kids over because we didn't have space. But her coworkers did. But then, as soon as there's a placement made, even if it's the middle of the night, they go to the placement.
Okay, so it's a thing where it's like vetted and very...
So like people in the office are approved to be able to take these kids.
Right. That makes more sense.
It's not just like, all right, boys and girls.
We got some
looks
extra
like
beds.
you're stuck here and you're coming home with me.
Right. And there's a lot more people than I thought pointing this out. Like, what state allows folks to just take kids home with them? People have been fired. Like, yeah, what state is allowed if you're licensed for emergency placement? It's used to not be. Okay, so she is licensed for emergency placement.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Okay, here's someone calling it out as typical AI.
I don't think it's AI, but it is.
I don't think it's AI. It could be AI. I don't think it's like an AI farm post. I think it's. I don't know. You forget that they're 24 years old, been married since 22, and magically own their own home. That is the part that I'm like, y'all own a house at 24?
The use of
I guess
earlier,
it's not impossible, but
It's not impossible, but they also don't have enough generational wealth that they have such poor generational wealth that they have in-laws that are
right.
homeless, which those two things together is...
Yeah, so most people are like, you're not the asshole for taking that face value. And there's a few people that are like,
Well, yeah, because if you do take it at face value...
Fuck?
Yeah, because that's real fucking weird. If you don't talk about being licensed for emergency care, you just talk about taking kids home.
Right.
That's not okay.
Right.
Okay, but like, hot take. They're staying for 2 months. It would probably take like
if you
few hours.
If you make them move the beds,
Yeah, if they move,
and you make them move the beds back
break the
in,
beds down and move them into the basement, like if they want to do that.
that would be fine.
You don't even have to move them to the basement. You could just move them off to the side.
Yeah.
Like, if you just break them down and move them off to the
pack them
side.
against the wall.
Like, there was definitely this element of like, we have tried nothing and we're all out of ideas thing to this of like, 4 full-grown ass adults couldn't figure out how to
compromise.
How to do this fucking compromise. And 100%, like, I'm on the side of, if you ain't got nowhere else to go, quit fucking complaining. This is a temporary situation anyway.
You're
right?
in a temporary situation. You're in an emergency kid room.
Right.
You're in the room for emergency children
for
who
children
need
to sleep at night when they are in terrible fucking situations.
and you know that's what this is.
Shut the fuck up. You don't have to fuck for a couple months. It's
But,
gonna be okay.
right, you don't have to fuck for a couple months. Also, fucking cover pallets work just fine. Put some fucking covers down. Go
some
sleep in the living
blankets on
room.
the floor.
That's what I mean. Put blankets on the floor. Like, there's so many. Do y'all call those pallets
No, I
or
thought you
paddocks? I think
Pots?
no. We call them. We call them pallets, or at least in my family growing
They're
up.
just like separate beds or whatever. Like,
No, it's like if you just take some blankets and put it down on the floor to sleep on top of. We always call them pallets.
Interesting.
And
I
I'm
thought you were
realizing-
grabbing wooden pallets.
That's what I was thinking.
I
of.
said it out loud, and I then heard him say it, and you were like, put some blankets down. And I was like, I've actually never heard anyone outside of my family use this term to mean that.
Yeah, no.
That might be a very unique experience for me.
It's a chocolate cake.
Fuck off. I will die before I ever admit to that being a chocolate cake. If you don't know what we're talking about, go back to episode 47. I don't know. Go look through all the episodes. You'll find it eventually.
It's in there.
He's trying to trick you into watching more.
Shut the fuck up.
Look, you have to go back to every single episode.
You got to start from 0 and just work your way up.
Episode 0.
Yeah.
Does it exist?
Look through them all. You'll figure out which one is
I
episode
get
0.
why you're frustrated by this post.
I know. It was one of those, like, I don't know. I have a weird feeling when I listen to them on Smosh specifically. But this is what it was like. There's a few that are always like this of like, sometimes I just want to tell people, yeah, you're the asshole. Because you know damn well this does not need to be here, and am I the asshole? What the fuck are we doing?
Where did you say this should belong?
There's a subreddit called Choosing Beggars. See if I can find it here. It's actually one I should probably start.
When I was born, God told me, you are the chosen one. Your mercy will bring about.
Yeah.
What's the cover?
Oh, it's the Cyanide and Happiness. Yeah. Which is kind of funny. I never realized it was Cyanide and Happiness. But no, it's a subreddit for basically like literally beggars being choosers. And just people get to post like other people's L's for trying to beg for stuff that you're in a situation where you don't get to choose. Like you're already begging. So It's like, this would have been a perfectly fine subreddit for this bullshit. And I don't even know if it's like karma farming or not. But this person is replying to people, so it's not the usual AI
What
bot
do you
bullshit.
even get for karma? Why would you AI karma?
I don't know. I have no idea. I've been asking that question to myself. Like, what good? You know what? Let's do some investigation here.
Who has the most karma on Reddit? Is that a thing?
Probably.
Like, is that a thing people are tracking?
Because like I get some like weird botting or something like in like games where there's an external market for like resources and you can pay for things in games. I do not get karma farming.
A few million karma is actually not that much. Oh, there's a straight up website for it.
Damn.
Cheetah
Bruh.
Cheetah Sperm is number one in both total karma and link karma. 250 for you has the most comment karma.
Followed by Propeller.
Propeller's incredible.
Honestly,
Yellow boob.
that you could have a fucking field day just going down Reddit names. They contain some gems. It's really funny. Gallow boob.
Lolita.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I guess the
speech.
greatest one is 46 million. Total karma.
What
That's
does that
actually-
get you? Bragging rights?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
feeling
what I
of
wanna
belonging
know.
in the
What-
community, like
I mean, recognition for sure. People go to that site. And
Why?
like, oh,
Cheetah Sperm's a household name.
It gets you into heaven.
Worms.
That much karma?
What you right?
just the question should just be, what's the point?
Making posting comments with the intention of increasing one's karma score as quickly as possible. Farming harms can be done for various reasons, such as boosting one's ego, fair, gaining popularity, selling accounts, or influencing opinions. I guess that is true.
Gonna be a Reddit influencer.
So
Essentially,
it's
yeah.
vanity. So
Yeah.
it doesn't get you into heaven.
But if it's vanity, then why are you using AI?
Yeah, someone asks here, what's the point of karma farming on Reddit? On other platforms, monetization of followers has straightforward routes. Your post will be shown to more people, they will carry more weight, etc. But on Reddit, the primary driver of what you consume is the subs you follow. Reddit is not in the business of celebrity making. People don't earn money from product placements in their Reddit posts. At smaller level, folks might be doing it for personal reasons, but when you see these bots karma whoring on massive scales on Reddit with duplicate posts, what's the financial motivation at play here? I mean, it's interesting he uses the term karma whoring. I could understand like OnlyFans and Fansly and like online sex workers like karma farming for this reason, because it gets you, even though it's less for them karma farming and more of them just getting
Seen
out in front of people's eyes, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like the Am I the Asshole karma bots, I'm curious of. A lot of people get validation from a high karma account. We are a social primate after all, so okay, people just like validation. TLDR, bots karma farm so they can look like real users, so when they post product reviews or political opinions, the posts look like they're from real users. You can rig Reddit to shill your product pretty easily. You just need a lot of bot accounts. The trick is a lot of people use Reddit for honest product reviews. This is true. I did not think about this. I use Reddit a ton if I want to get like a actual product review that's not tied to the product's website. I like getting like, the reason I finally chose to go on and buy DaVinci Pro was reading people's honest takes on it, and like my choice of grabbing the camera that I grabbed. Almost a lot of the decisions I make, I like to go to Reddit first to get like people's honest takes on it and stuff. So I guess, yeah, that makes sense. If you have a quote unquote trustworthy looking Reddit. Now, granted, I've never really factored in someone's karma as a decision making. Usually you can tell if someone is like the way they speak or they write, if it's just shilling or if it actually is a legitimate thing. Granted, I'm also the same kind of person who does not look at 5-star or 1-star reviews ever for anything. I don't. If 5-star and 1-star are the two extremes of a 5-star review, you're just giving it a 5-star just to give it a 5-star, and or it's shilling, and or you have not used the product enough to have a proper opinion. 1-star, you're just pissed off about something, usually really stupid. Like, if you've ever gone to anything you order off Amazon, go look at the reviews and look at their 5-star and their 1-stars. And it's the 1-stars are always someone going, this didn't look like the thing I thought I was going to buy. And therefore it's a 1-star. And the 5-stars are always like, works great. And that's it.
Good.
Sorry.
We're shit posting, don't worry.
The 1-stars that are like, I never got the product.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Well, that doesn't tell me anything.
That doesn't tell me. I mean, it tells me about the company. If that's
Zero
a company
people found this
issue,
helpful.
But not about
right?
the product.
But it doesn't tell me about the product, right? Like, yeah. So I
Tells me you're a
always
bitch.
I look for 4 and 3 stars mainly. 2 stars I will go to if I'm really worried about it being a bad product. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess if you're, And I do see the politics and cryptocurrency side of that too. But
Say what?
Of influencing. So
Oh.
putting out opinions and shit like that.
Oh, gotcha.
I guess that makes sense. Guess that makes sense.
Question answered.
Question answered. That's how you do fucking research.
New question.
So would y'all rather fight 10-year-old clones of you or fight one 30-year-old clone of you? Which is interesting, because I think me and Izzy are the only ones who get to actually have a...
Which is why I thought this would be an interesting would you rather.
Yeah. The 10-year-olds are very well coordinated. The 30-year-old knows you inside and out.
The 30-year-old you two knows more than you know.
Right.
This is true.
The
Right
30-year-old me would be 2 years older than I am right now.
And 30-year-old me would be fucking 2 years younger than I am right now.
So, like, if I did go to the gym for the next 2 years, I could be a buff.
Fuck yourself up, yeah.
So, but also I know my 10-year-old me was just getting into that tubby phase. So it would be hard to move multiple 10-year-old me's.
It'd be very hard to do that. I was a big boy my whole life. So, and I know 10-year-old me was still decently strong, actually.
So we're fighting them to the death, presumably.
Assumedly. We'll assume so. This says bloodlusted, so I'm just going to assume to the death. I'm assuming the person's name is bloodlusted or
I don't know.
something.
You shake a 10-year-old too hard, they're fucked. They're fucking gone.
You don't know how fucking
Their
thick
bones
I
are
was.
made out of rubber.
I was also pretty thick. I have pictures. on
Also,
Facebook.
yeah, like they're fucking, like the motherfuckers could take some
You
damage.
can drop them off a 2-story building.
And they'll just like, let's
Bounce
do it again. Let's do it again.
Yeah, but they still end up with broken limbs. They just step on their neck and they're gone. Like,
True. It's true.
Again, that's assuming you can, like, throw them easily.
one roundhouse for me right now, and my 10-year-old self is fucked.
How many roundhouses in a row can you think you do?
I could do 10 roundhouses in a row.
Like 10 roundhouses with 10 highly well coordinated
Are they well coordinated?
combatants. Yeah, it says it. They are
Yes,
very well
they're
coordinated.
very well
those are the
coordinated.
only conditions.
Okay,
It gives me.
so they got a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't know you. They don't know you inside and out, though.
They don't.
Ultimately,
they
I
have a
think
plan.
me at 30 is probably going to be easier just because there's one.
True.
It's just one bullet.
Yes.
But
Okay. Let's assume that there are no bullets and
Fisticuffs only.
fisticuffs. Yeah, we could do that. Fisticuffs on like
fisticuffs
fists.
only.
Yeah.
10-year-olds.
See,
Yeah.
I'm leaning 10-year-olds, but I was also in martial. I was like height of my martial arts days.
You had a belt. You have one of them.
Actually, no. Was I martial arts at 10 years old? No, I wasn't. That's a lie. I'm sorry. I lied to y'all. I'm a terrible person.
I know.
Yeah. I lie to y'all on a fucking daily basis. Y'all tripping.
30-year-old me was
You're pretty.
slightly-
I love you. We'll be together forever.
Yeah. I just say what I have to say to get what I want. I'm kidding.
What were you gonna say, Izzy?
I was gonna say 30-year-old me was like slightly overweight and depressed, so
That's right. He was.
maybe
So you're saying you would fight him? Or...
Well, because newer him is like more lean and still depressed.
yeah. I don't know. I think I could probably take my 30-year-old self.
Right. 30-year-old me was
I mean,
a bit
me
of a
can
slob.
always take me, all right? Like,
This is true.
How so?
This is true.
well, in that case, we had to pick 30-year-old me, okay?
That's what I assumed. Yeah. I had assumed that that's what the age you were talking. Yes.
Take me all I lost. Kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Place your hand on my beating heart. Looking out. That's why we do 30-year-old me, is because we would fall in love immediately.
Yeah. Love at first sight.
Self-obsessed, homeboy.
Who else would be perfect for me but me?
But me, right? Like,
I already. He says it knows you inside and out. It's gonna be in more way than one.
Wait, so,
It's basically you're saying it's on site.
yeah.
If I see me, it's just masturbating.
Well,
so you're gonna seduce him and then smother him with a pillow.
no, he's just gonna seduce him.
He's
and
gonna
then
get
happily ever
smothered.
after.
Not with
Not
a
with a
pillow.
Well, didn't it say
With
something?
these nuts.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't say anything about.
It just says you have to fight, but it doesn't say. Technically, it doesn't say to the death.
Yeah, what kind of fight? Sexy fight?
Sexy
Play fight. Could be play fight.
Again, we're emphasizing the 30-year-old clone.
Yeah. Specifically, the 30-year-old clone.
Now, 10-year-olds, murder them. All of them.
Every single one of them. You'll get me on a lot of shit. You're not getting me on some Diddy shit.
But no, like 10-year-old me was a biter. So
Ooh.
if 10 of them were coming at me, like my biting grip, I have a picture of me biting down on a what is it? McGriddle. Yep. It's on Facebook.
Okay.
You can see it.
Was it like
Sure.
a frozen McGriddle?
Like-
Was it
Oh,
an
no.
extra tough McGriddle?
It's a McGriddle.
No.
You're meant to be able to bite through those. I'm not
If you saw the
certain-
picture, you'd see why I'd be scared of fighting like 10
have a bone?
10-year-old versions of me.
Right? Like, was there a fucking bone? Like, what happened?
Why is this picture anywhere?
Because it is.
Why
What
did this
does this
picture
have to
happen?
do with bite force?
And my wife liked it. Bruh, if this starts a resurgence,
I need you to leave a comment right now. It's like, look at those chompers, something.
buy wife.
Why though?
Podcast watchers would know.
Podcast watchers will know.
1 second.
Actually, they won't because this isn't going in. Patreon subscribers will know.
Patreon. But nah,
Are you about to go find it?
Yep.
I'm gonna blow it.
Where was it again?
It's in throwbacks. It's like at the far bottom.
How the
It's really
fuck
easy
do
to
you
get
do
to.
throwbacks?
It's an album and photos.
Photos, album, and then throwbacks.
Photos.
Bitch, are you fucking Moses?
I was one of the innkeepers. I was like innkeeper 2.
Oh.
And it's a 3D photo.
Why is it 3D? Oh, it's 21. Oh, you put... Okay. That
So I think
makes
I
more
like...
sense. I don't know why. I have no idea why I'm looking at these photos as if they were posted the day you took them.
No, like... I think it was the thing where Facebook was like, do you want to make this a 3D photo? And it was like one of the first like times they were like, hey, 3D photos and everything. I was like,
Yeah.
sure.
And I still remember Gordon Ramsay pulling something out of Squidward's ass, and that was the culmination of the 3D photo.
Yeah.
I
What are you
feel like
saying?
it's warped your face in a way that I don't know. It like
Wow, what was that?
Get the fuck out of my house.
Poltergeist?
I guess so.
there's 4 of us in here,
We'll fight.
but we're all 6 foot.
Here we are. 6 foot or taller.
As long as there's not 10 of you. Oh no!
This makes no sense. And now we wait. See if this kicks off a fucking resurgence.
God damn it.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and it's just like got like
Like fucking 80 notifications.
80 notifications, like 30 new likes or some shit.
Oh,
like
man.
20 new
Somehow
comments.
it wasn't a private photo.
Burger Chomp Boy goes national.
Okay.
But no, imagine I'm thinking about 10 of those just biting at my arms and legs.
10 nibblers chomping.
That shit would hurt.
It would. I don't know, dog.
But they're fucked.
They are.
They can take some chunks out
I
of
think
it.
at the end of it, I think I am going to choose the 10-year-olds because at the end of the day, they were strong as fuck. I'm still stronger. So
I'm not saying they're not going to get their pound of flesh, but it's a child.
it is still a child. 30-year-old me would fuck me up.
I don't think I can say I'd fight 30-year-old me without knowing what's going to happen in the next 2 years. So
I'm
I've
going to the
known
gym
what's-
for 3 more years, dog. 30-year-old me is going to be out here like pumping big weights.
3 years exactly. No more, no less.
No more, no
After that 3-year timer's up, he's done with the gym forever.
After that, I mean,
McGriddles for
you've
days.
either done it or you haven't. Okay,
Oh, I'm not getting McGriddles.
you've either gotten there or you never will.
It was a sad day when it was a great
Removed
day
it
when
from
they
the-
announced that it would be an all-day
All-day.
item, and then it was a very sad
It
day.
was barely like a year.
Yes. I don't even think it was like half a year.
Yeah, it
'cause
might not even been that long. It is probably for the best. It wasn't all day.
I mean, I probably would be an extra 50
I would be
pounds
so much
heavier.
bigger if it was.
It's not very good. So
We'll ignore that.
You can live.
You've seen the treatment Joe gets every time he brings up the fucking McGriddles are not that great. And you know what? Y'all can I respect your right to be wrong.
Yes.
look,
Yeah.
maybe if I like ketchup, I would like it. But like, I don't know. It's just too
What the
sweet.
fuck ketchup got to do with this?
Ketchup?
It's not on a McGriddle.
It's not on a McGriddle.
Yeah.
It's the same flavor profile.
Oh, it's sweet savory.
Yeah,
Thanks,
it's
that's right.
sickly, sweet, savory.
No.
I'm gonna allow him to just keep being wrong. I'm not gonna try and fight his opinion on this. You have staked your claim.
I can understand you
picked
wanting
your
a
mountain to
pound
die
of
on,
sugar on your burger,
and I'm gonna allow
in
you
a
to just die on that
conceptual
mountain.
sense, but in practice, I just can't. I just don't want it.
That is within your right to do, sir.
You know what? Let's make this interactive with the audience. McGriddles or McMuffins, that's the thing that you put in the comments. And if you say anything but McGriddle, you're...
Wait, hold on. Well, you're gonna like, comment, and subscribe first. Subscribe to the Patreon, and then you're gonna fuck off.
Yeah. We don't want your McMuffin eyes on this.
We do want your
McMuffin
eyes. We do want your dollars, though.
I'll take your dollars.
Honestly, I do fucks with McMuffins too.
It's a different world though when
It
you
is a different
ask
world.
for a McGriddle, 2
And
McGriddles,
it's-
and you're so excited, bro. I was so excited, and I get it, I get the bag, get all the way back to my workplace. It was before COVID.
Yep.
Go all the way up to the building, sit down, turn on my
Open that
computer,
bitch up.
get ready to just work for the day. Have an amazing couple McGriddles. You open the bag. And you open the other bag.
And both of them are fucking McMuffins.
That ruined my entire week.
Bro,
like my whole week
I had
was
that
in
happen.
the trash.
I had that happen. I think the last time I got McDonald's before we moved here.
Mm-hmm.
So back like 2022 or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered, it was the McDonald's on 44th Street. And I knew not to go there. I was like, this place sucks every time I fucking go. But you know what? I'm on my way home. I don't feel like going anywhere else. I'm just going to stop here. What happens? We'll get our shit.
Mm-hmm.
Two sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles.
Mm-hmm.
They gave me my McGriddles. And I said, sick. You know what? I filled 2 sandwiches in this bag. That's all I need.
Yep.
Now, granted, we only live like 5 minutes down the road from there. But I also went at like 10:20.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't have time to realize the fuck up.
I have another story.
Oh, God.
Keep going.
And I got home the exact same thing.
Damn.
Sit down. I'm at my computer. Open up the bag. These aren't McGriddles.
It just sours your whole mood.
They knew what was best for you.
I stopped going to McDonald's for 2 straight fucking years.
That sounds about right.
I just didn't go to another. In fairness, the reason I didn't go is because I started working from home, so I rarely got out of the house early enough for it to be worthwhile.
Yeah, but no, every time now.
I like to think it's because of that fuck up alone.
That would do it.
Sure as fuck didn't help.
It did not help at all.
Every time I double check now when I get it back, I like open it, I sniff it because it has a distinct smell.
That's
so I'm
true.
and then sometimes if I don't know, I will pull it out.
Fattest thing either one of us could have said at this moment.
Big.
That's the most big back bullshit I have heard or have said in my fucking life. Of I smell it because it has a distinct smell. Yep.
Oh my
McGriddle hounds.
Motherfucker, this is why me and you both need to go on a diet.
You're not wrong.
Have you?
That's not a McGriddle.
That's not. But you can though. You can smell the sweetness in it to go like, is this a McGriddle or is it not?
Yes, like
Fuck off.
the story that I was going to tell would be quick. Mm-hmm. I don't get into fights with like people at restaurants, right?
Of course not.
I've worked at restaurants. I know how hard it is sometimes, but I got into a fight.
Oh my God.
One time, only once, with a McDonald's because I wanted to call in an order before I got out there because it was close to 10:30.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I call ahead,
When was this?
like years ago, like before COVID.
Before the apps really took off. Yeah.
Yeah, before COVID, I think, or just right around COVID time or something.
As soon as I open up the app.
No!
Oh, now it begins. Now
Oh
it
my
begins.
gosh. Bruh. But no, like, on that day specifically, it was like 10, 20, 25, something like that. Really close.
Yeah.
I was like, let me call in an order so that they put it in a bag for me, and then I can just pick it up and get it at like 10:40, 10:45. Right. So I call, and I'm like, hey, I'd like to put in an order for a griddle. And it was, again, like 10:23, 24. And bro was like, no, I'm sorry. We're not doing breakfast right now. I'm like, what do you mean? It's before 10:30. Like, I know you got some McGriddles that you're probably gonna throw out right at 10:30. So I'm like, just bag them up. It's fine. He's like, no, we don't offer breakfast after breakfast time. I'm like, it's still breakfast time. Like, we should still. He's like, nope, sorry, can't do it. We're not doing breakfast right now anymore. And I'm like, it's still 10:25. He's like, nope, sorry, can't do it. And I'm like, you know what? Fine. And I hang up, and I'm like, you know what? No.
Not fine.
I need my McGriddle. I'm a big back fat. I need my McGriddle.
If y'all were ever curious what addictive personality looks like,
So I
tried to refuse my heroin.
Yes. So I call back. It's the same person. And I'm like, so you still doing breakfast? Can I have it? And he's like, no, we're not. No, sir. We're not doing McGriddles. It's past breakfast time. I'm like, no, it's not. And he's like, goodbye, sir. And he hangs up. And so I call again. Because at this point, I don't even care about the McGriddle. I just want to ruin this dude's day as bad as he just ruined mine.
I have a story for you in a second. Yeah.
Trading stories.
Yep.
And so I'm like, it's me again. And he's like, oh my, do you have nothing better to do all day than to just call a McDonald's and raise a ruckus?
Not anymore. Because at this point, no, fuck you.
He's like, you probably just don't have a job. It's almost like COVID regulations. I think it was like around COVID time, actually. Because
Like,
he said
no,
this. He's
bitch,
like,
I just have
don't
a
have
job
a job.
that gives me the time to do whatever I want throughout the day.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? We got time. Don't worry about that.
Exactly. And so by that time, it was past 10:30. So I was like, well, obviously, I'm not getting breakfast for real. So yeah, he's right. I'm just calling to piss y'all. Yeah. I'm calling. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay, bye. And then later that day, like maybe actually a couple hours after that, I drove there just to see. I think I ordered a quarter pounder.
So you did get food.
I did get something. And I wanted to see if the same person was there. And I think it was, but at that point, the rage had like subsided.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say something like, remember me, but I was like, no, I'm not that confrontational. Like behind the phone, yeah, I'll be as confrontational as I want to in that moment. Like a little bit of my mom came out there, right?
That's fair.
Behind the phone.
Yeah.
When the person was right there, I was like, no, it's okay. It's fine. Whatever. I'll just get it another time. It's okay. I'll just take this quarter pounder. They win. They won at the end of the day. They got my money still, even though I was pissed.
Yeah.
And I never get anything else from McDonald's because
quarter
everything else
pounders,
sucks.
tomorrow's McGriddle. Today's quarter pounder,
Tomorrow's McGriddle.
Literally me. Yes.
Oh man. So about this same time, because that's when I got my job with Dominic, the one I traveled for, was right at the beginning of the pandemic. And one of the first jobs I did was down in Indiana. Not Illinois, sorry. Indiana. Somewhere down fucking below us. Ileana. But I worked in Indianapolis for a good chunk of like 2020. One of the times I was leaving the work site for the day and on the way back to my hotel, I would like to pick up food because like once I get the work boots off, I'm not putting new shoes on. Like I've just stood on concrete for fucking 12 to 14 hours. I'm taking these shoes off. I'm taking my pants off and I'm not moving for the rest of the night. Right. So I wanted to it was just one of those random days. I really wanted B-dubs. Just wanted some B-dubs. That's all I want right now. I tried doing the online thing first. And I'm going through and I'm like doing the account to get, I forget what promo they had going on, but it was like a buy one, get one free or some shit promo. And as I'm doing it, I'm like, I don't think this is taken out properly. I just want to make sure that, no, I go through all that and I try to check out, but it's not like confirming whether I'm actually checked out or not. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call them. I just want to know, like, I'm going to call them. I just want to know, like, is this going through? Am I going to get the right thing or not? Whatever the fuck. It wasn't if the order went through. It was if I was going to get something or not. It was some promo thing, and I don't remember what it was. But so I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'll call them. I know which one I'm going to. I'm just going to call them directly. Call them up. Dude gets on the phone. I'm like, hey, I'm trying to order through the online thing. I'm trying to see if I'm going to get this specific thing that I'm trying to order. Or they're supposed to come with my order or whatever the fuck. And he goes through this rigmarole with me of, he basically says back to me what I said. And I'm like, I know I'm supposed to order it online. I just told you that I tried and I don't know if
I just want to
I want to confirm if what's going on, if I'm doing something wrong. Is like he once again says it back to me, and at this point he's doing it like I'm a fucking idiot. And if there's one thing y'all need to know about me, not a lot of things make me angry. Like there's a lot of things that make me like faux angry or kind of emotional. One thing that will piss me off to no degree is insulting my intelligence. And letting me know that you're trying to insult my intelligence, right? Because, like, at this point, I'm like, bro, I just said this to you. That's what I'm trying to figure out now. It's not about how do I get it. I'm trying to confirm whether I got it or not. And he does it a third time of just says it back to me slower.
Oh, no.
And he does it, and mind you, I'm driving in the car at this point, right?
Oh, okay.
Like I'm also driving, so I'm talking and driving, and I'm about 10 minutes ish out from the beat up place, and I'm like, I forget what I said. I'm like,
it went black. It just your mind went blank.
I went blank for a sec. I said, what did I say? I forget exactly what I said. I was like, did I not just fucking say that, or what the shit? I said a curse word, and he goes, "Sir, there's no need to curse at me," and then just hung up. Yo, I sat in the car at a light, just looking at the thing of like, this bitch did not just hang up on me. We got time today. Oh, we got time today. And I was already on my way to that beat-ups anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No,
you're about to see him.
We walked right in there. I saw him. Obviously, he didn't see me because we're on the phone together, right?
Yeah.
I saw him, heard him speaking to exactly it was him.
Yeah.
And so I made it a show to the cashier girl of, I just called in here and had a dude hang up on me. And so I'm just trying to get my order figured out. He disappeared to the back so fast. Because mind you, I'm 6'2". At the time, I might be like 310 or 290, one of the two, in between that range there. So I'm a big dude, right? Like, I'm a big guy. And the dude himself wasn't exactly small, but he was not as big as, yeah. Like, he disappeared to the back so fast. I had to keep myself from laughing when I saw that. And I was like, so I talked to the girl, we get the order figured out, and I'm like, she's trying to figure out the order. I'm telling her what's going on, why I'm here. Like, the online thing is weird. I show her my online order. I don't know if I'm actually getting this or not. That's what I want to figure out. Get a different supervisor, their supervisor or manager or whatever comes over. And so by the end of that, I know dude's not coming back out. Like, I know he's avoiding the fuck out of me. But I tell the manager, I'm like, because I'm the kind of angry that I start to get calculated, and I'm going to take you down in the most like, I'm not gonna yell at you in the moment, but I'm taking you to fucking court. I'm that type of angry, right?
Oh yeah.
So
like, we're gonna hold on to this.
Oh, we're gonna hold on to this. Don't you worry, bud. I know I could intimidate you by just yelling and stomping around. I could do that easily. We don't. No. We don't.
You're not coming out of this unscathed.
No, we're not gonna do it. I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction of having me get thrown out this place. So we're not going to do that. I say that I don't know if anything actually happened to this dude, but I did sit down and talk with that manager of like, hey, I don't appreciate being hung up on when I'm just trying to get an inquiry figured out over an order I had put in. And I sat down, gave him the whole story, and he was basically like, the way the manager rolled his eyes was not a fucking kidding kind of situation. And just like assured me he'd take care of it, whatever the fuck. I was like, I don't really give a damn what happens to this dude, but it does kind of feel good in this scenario of that. It is like,
damn,
I never want to give, and that adds to my anger of, and I know that any singular food service worker doesn't know this, but on a whole, I don't want to give anybody problems, especially if they're just working, whatever, right? Especially food service or customer service of any point.
Right.
The last thing I want to do is give somebody like that any kind of problems in their day. So I go out of my way to like, I know what the problem is, or at least I have a good idea what the problem is. Yep. Here's all the things I went through. Here's the steps that I tried to take to figure it out. Now I'm trying to give you all this information so that we can get to the bottom of it. And you don't have to go through what I imagine many of them go through of, here's all the stupid fucking inquiries that we get and the stupid shit that we got that could have been figured out so much faster with common sense. To have that like thrown back in my face takes me from 0 to 100 very quickly.
Yeah.
I've gone out of my way to be compassionate and kind to you and to make sure that I'm not putting any undue burden on you. And then you say, fuck you. You suck.
And it's like, oh, okay. We're doing this today.
That's the
I
energy.
just got off work, bud, so I have all fucking evening.
Exactly.
But
then I slashed his tires.
I should have did that.
Yeah.
I should have figured out what car he drove and just showed up at his house that night.
Just waited. Yeah.
Just waited
till he came out.
Just waited.
Jumped in.
Jumped in his car with him.
Or that.
So yeah, if you were working as like some kind of, if you're working as some kind of like kitchen supervisor or some shit at a B-dubs down in Indianapolis, fuck you.
Swap his mouth spray with pepper spray.
But before you do that, like, comment, and subscribe. Go to the Patreon.
I will auto upgrade you to the $10 tier when that comes out, so don't worry.
Actually, yes, 5 stars.
Huh? Can I do that? I'm going to figure out how. Don't worry about it. I'll have the information I need on hand to do it. We'll make it happen.
We're going to hack your Patreon.
I told you, bitch. I play the long game. No.
I've had someone watching you this whole time.
Every time. I know every password in your
computer. You're going to regret hanging up on me. When your firstborn child comes out, it's going to be mine.
I don't think this man was having any children for a number of reasons.
Fair.
You're gonna shit real good for the rest of your life.
That works. That works. So yeah, I'm fighting 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
That's the end of that.
We went full circle, didn't it? Came full circle.
Full fucking circle. I love it when it all comes back around.
I think at the time I was 28 actually. So I wouldn't even know what 30-year-old me was like. Should have used that righteous anger at that point and just started hitting the gym extra hard. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going down to Indianapolis tomorrow.
Running all the way there is my exercise.
Indianapolis.
Lose the weight just getting there.
Oh man.
Gosh.
All right, we had a lot of fun looking through these Would You Rather, so we're gonna read a couple more here. We'll go with two.
Some
more.
of them don't necessarily warrant conversation, but should be known.
Should be noted.
They're eyebrow raising, to say the least.
The first one is: Would you rather Would you rather a Make-A-Wish kid? Okay, hold on. Let me read this because I know
it's
what it
a
says,
challenge.
but it's really weird how they word it.
Would you rather?
Okay, would you rather Make-A-Wish kids who wish to visit Disneyland, Disney World, or any other theme park automatically get to cut to the front of the event of even the Fast Pass lane, or walk onto every ride, or see them? Okay, I'm gonna redo this.
Look.
This is about Make-A-Wish Foundation kids.
It took me so long to read through this just in my head because it reads like, would you rather Make-A-Wish kids who visit Disney World or any other theme park automatically get cut to the front of even the Fast Pass lane and walk into every ride, or see them wait in line starting at the back?
The full gist is: any child who goes to Disney or to a theme park through Make-A-Wish, should they be allowed to skip all lines, including Fast Pass, or do they need to wait in line like everybody fucking else? And I just want to know where the fuck this person thinks that they're going to get off on. Yeah, make the dying child wait in line like the rest of us.
Yeah, if they have limited time, they should use that time waiting in line at Disneyland.
This sounds like this should be a "Am I the asshole for getting mad that a
right? Like
kid
what
cut in front of me?"
What
versus a "Would you rather?"
Is the poll? Can you see the poll results?
Oh, we're going to it in a second.
Okay.
We're going to it in a moment.
Wait, the options.
What's the third option?
So they should get automatic red carpet access to every ride they please. They should wait in the Fast Pass Express lane, but not get to cut in or bypass even that. They should wait in the standby line.
Well, I don't know if you guys have ever been to Disney World.
I have not.
Or like been to Universal or just been to any theme park. But all those fucking Make-A-Wish kids clog up every single fucking line, and you can never get to any ride. And then as soon as you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna get there," then they come up and they slide in front of you. All right, and you just never get into any of the rides.
The ones that are getting on are blocking it, and the ones that are getting off are getting back on the ride. So
I'm just saying,
like,
we have a
it's a
pandemic.
perpetual loop.
We have a pandemic in this country of children riding theme park rides, preventing all the regular ones.
Wait a minute. This is some red hot rhetoric that you're. if someone of the specific party hears this, they're gonna latch on and use it in their rallies. Okay,
yeah.
like we gotta be careful here. Okay. Whoa.
Well, I'm fine with it as long as they're telling the truth.
Hey, whoa! You're turning red. I'm
saying that it's a need to be said.
Changes my color, quick! Changes my color. Changes my color.
I'm just saying the things that everybody.
They should cut everything.
Obviously, these kids should be led to the front of the line.
You know what? They need to be. They need to be shoved that way. Oh no! Okay, no, my thing's fine. No, these kids need to be kicked out of every line.
You know, it's fucking socialism. If I have to say anything, banned from this. You know what? Fuck your pre-existing condition. This is why you don't deserve fucking insurance anyway.
Build that line.
There should be only stairs and no ramps at Disney World.
I have to get away from this. It's too much.
There are only two lines.
These lights are too powerful.
Yes. Yeah, wait. I want to revert.
All right, guys, I'm Green Party now.
Maybe Hitler had a point.
Yeah, what are your views on
we shouldn't have any fucking theme parks in the first place. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, fair. They are very environmentally unsafe.
Utilitarian.
Probably.
Utilitarian, baby.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Yeah, no, I have no idea who the fuck would say anything other than give them the fucking They should have.
We should
They should have
compost
like
the children.
They should have like a personal time of the day to have full reign of the park if they fucking wanted to.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn.
Now, wait.
Who's the 9 people that said? Who's the 2 people that said they should wait and stand by?
Like everybody fucking
They're the
else.
same people that get mad when they find out that libraries give books away for free.
Oh shit!
Wait, what?
With my taxpayer dollars?
But no, like, should it come with
No,
the stipulation of like you can't get right back on the ride when you get off of it,
Fuck
or
that.
just,
Let them get on the ride every minute they
them
want
go,
to. There's all of like maybe 3 Make-A-Wish kids in that whole park that day.
But if that rule was announced though, do you think it would still only be 3?
If the fucking Make-A-Wish Foundation doesn't have the proper safeguards in place to correct and make sure that people are not scamming the system, the problem is not the children taking advantage of it. I can guarantee you.
The Make-A-Wish.
No, it is definitely the child's fault. The child is at fault and needs to be thrown back in juvenile. The insane asylums, they need to get bigger with Make-A-Wish Foundation kids.
Yeah, sure. Let's put you back to normal.
Okay.
I mean, most people that get cancer or something like that, they've done something to deserve it. So
That's why they're at Disney.
We can't have kids giving themselves cancer so that they can go to Disney.
Just a pandemic.
that's what I'm worried about personally. All right, people are going to start giving themselves cancer to go to Disney World and cut in lines.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the problem with the system. So we can't. They should just wait in line like everybody else.
Your mic's not red though.
Oh God. I'm looking at a comment right now where someone goes, sure, let them pass. How many dying kids can be visiting at a time anyhow? Probably not that big of an inconvenience. The OP comments back. Not all of them are dying. Many have been officially declared cancer-free and ended treatment. And my G, that doesn't support any argument that's worthwhile for you to keep going down.
Who hurt you?
Right? Like, who fucking hurt you, bro?
Did he just like get in the line and see one Make-A-Wish kid like get up in the front? He's like, no,
I love okay, that's okay.
I love that they spelled it this way because it has all the sass it needs in this. This person replied back to the OP, okay, well, I suppose I could tolerate the occasional kid celebrating surviving a near brush with death. How many could there really be? Still, after a certain point, I feel like that expires. Like, you almost died, kid. That sucks. Lots of people almost died, though. Get in line with the rest of us chumps. Which, huh?
That took a turn.
This isn't going where I thought it was going. Hold on.
It's not going where I thought we were going.
Whoa. Wishes that require significant continued cooperation or inconveniences for others should be allowed to expire or be downgraded to normal levels on a case-by-case basis. In the case of unlimited free Disneyland tickets, bumping them down to normal fast pass is plenty generous. Is that a fair take? Yes, but also I don't think there's enough people in this situation.
I don't think that's what's going on.
For me to give a fuck that they're cutting into the front of the line. I don't think we're dealing with enough people at a size for this to ever be a fucking issue. Oh man. This one was 33 people said. So this is a fairly new one. It's only from like 2 hours ago. Mm-hmm. Or probably been like 3-4.
The tag says ethics/life and death.
It's
Which
like, who the fuck? Like, what fucking argument can you
Let
make?
the kids get on the coasters.
Get all the stupid fucking coasters. Who gives a damn?
Let the cancer kids get on the
You're
coasters.
waiting in that line for 2 hours no matter what, knowing you have to shit.
I keep trying to think of what scenario.
But you're not going to be able to get on the
You're
ride.
not gonna get on the ride anyway.
So just let the cancer kid get on the ride.
I can't believe they got to the front of the line.
Fuck that dude at Universal.
No,
That's all I need. It's hard.
You
know,
can't get on. Nope, you're in a wheelchair. You gotta go.
Sorry, gotta go. Damn. That would fucking suck.
Looks like you just went through chemo. Get out of my part.
Get out of my
Nice try.
Just stop some at the ticket. Stop some just inside the ticket booth so you know they paid to get in.
OP would be the worker that like is waiting at the front of the line.
Oh, he might be that worker, yeah.
And just being like, okay, kid, wait. I know you're from Make-A-Wish, but like, how long ago did you recover from cancer? How long ago? About 1 year and how many minutes?
Statute of limitations is over, bro. You make $15 an hour. Calm down.
You survive death just like the rest of us do every day now. So I think that
You survived.
you actually don't deserve.
You don't deserve any happiness in your life, Nikki.
Eating intentional poison, suffering. No joy for you.
Holy shit. All right, we got one more. Would you rather? This one is more in the proper lane for would you rathers. Would you rather have to attend middle school for the rest of your life or not be able to listen to any music made after World War One?
World War One, not 2, 1.
If you choose eternal middle schooler, you can't be homeschooled. You have to be physically present every day, and your choices are limited to either government schooling, which we call public schooling. I don't know where government came from, or a private school you can afford with your own money. When you graduate 8th grade, you are sent back to 6th grade.
Damn.
If you do anything that gets you incarcerated, you have to attend via juvenile hall.
Damn.
You still physically age. It's weird because they say via juvenile hall. Like, if I'm still aging, do they just put me in a juvenile hall anyway?
That has some problems. There's
Has
a problem
a couple of
there.
issues with that I don't like. You still physically age, but all of the adults treat you as a child, and your job options are limited via labor laws. Do you want to be Timmy Turner for the rest of your life? Is what they're saying.
And wish to be young forever.
Right. If the choice is no music after World War One, your ears automatically convert the music into white noise. The band includes not only professional music, but random people singing or playing instruments.
Oh.
Covers of songs made before 1918 do not count unless they add new elements or are in a genre that didn't exist then, which I think the covering of it is adding a new element.
Yeah.
Like, you have to do that on
The cover
modern.
exception, like, fuck off.
You have to do that on modern hardware.
The last
and
sentence is
software.
crazy, though.
In both sentences, you must live to be at least 90.
You must live.
No exceptions.
You
Guaranteed
have
to
to.
be
You
90.
can't kill yourself.
You just can't die.
I'm taking, look, when we first read the title, I was like, okay, Eternal Life Middle Schooler, like, but if you physically have to attend a middle school every single day until you're 90 years old and suffer the mercy of death,
Yeah.
but you can listen to music.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
have the homework done from the last.
I was going to say,
3
you also
years.
have the homework done.
Well, I guess that leads into more questions. Like, is every cycle like new homework? Like,
But
every
you
cycle
don't even
new?
have the options available to like normal children, like just ditching school. You have to attend school.
You have to be physically. What happens if you don't? They never really get into.
Yeah, like what are the downs or consequences of not?
Yeah, like what consequences do? Like, what is it in? Not even consequences. Like, what is it in place that forces me in here? But I will assume that I am forced to be
Like
in
a
the
cosmic law.
Well,
Right.
like, what are the
You respawn
consequences?
at middle school at the beginning.
But
of
I can
each
do
day.
stuff that gets me incarcerated, and I can attend via juvenile hall. So can I attend
Well, like
virtually?
you can bring a knife to school.
No, it's not even like not even on that front, right? It's if I can attend virtually, or are they saying I have to attend class in juvenile hall?
I mean, it says you got to be there unless you're locked up, essentially, right?
They say you still have to attend even if you're locked up.
Well, like the juvenile hall is where you would have to attend.
Yeah, so that's what I'm questioning. Is like, am I attending a school in the juvenile hall, or I am attending my classes via like virtual?
Oh, virtual. Good question.
Well, after you murder one of your teachers,
Yeah.
to escape.
Yeah.
And you live on
That as far
grid
as
in
we thought?
Alaska.
Well, like I don't know. I was just thinking what horrible crimes I could commit, how I could get out of this.
I think the murdering the teacher was.
I mean,
No.
Well, see, my question is like, what's the consequence if you don't live past 90? Like, what if you like have a heart attack at like 70 and it's like, oh, they revive you?
They just bring you the fuck back.
you get in a
Gotta
car.
live to 90.
God himself pushes you back into the body, and it's like, get the fuck up, bitch.
It's time for school.
It's time for school.
Oh God!
Oh, shit.
That's the horror movie we write based off of this prompt. It's time for school.
Oh God. Oh. I think. I don't know. So it should be easy and just say the no music thing, but music's kind of a really big part of my life.
It's I didn't read when we initially.
Yeah, but here's the
this
thing.
up.
Okay, you either give up everything but music or music.
Well, it's not everything.
I can still have a family.
Yeah, like you still have stuff.
And mind you, the whole point of me doing this, like this whole podcast, is to start doing like an online brand, which is something you can do as a middle schooler. Child labor laws do not prevent you from being a content creator.
But
so, and if I'm governed by child labor laws, I ain't paying fucking taxes. Are you tripping?
Yeah.
Like, so I'm now living tax free.
You can make money.
I can make money.
But from 7 to 3 every day, you have a standing commitment.
Yeah.
Now, maybe we could arrange a digital school where you just put it on the fucking background.
Well, even if there's a standing commitment that I have to be in school, right? There's no commitment that I have to do well in that school. If I I have to physically be at the school.
Because you are cycling through it every single day.
Yeah.
You could just be a badass kid.
I could just be a bad student.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck y'all gonna do to me? Throw me in detention? Sick.
You can't kill me. I'm just immortal till I'm
Right.
90. Like,
Right? Even with a 7 to 3 commitment, it's actually better than my fucking 9 to 5 right now because I'm out at 3 p.m. I do my content creation like I normally planned on.
Doesn't say anything about grades.
And I mean, if we go back in time to make this commitment, we can invest in Bitcoin early.
And then we can do that. And then we can do that. And then it's like, I think I'm going to pick the middle schooler for life.
and I mean, when we first saw this question, I did not see the part where it said like even people singing or playing instruments. Like, I just thought it was like musical tracks that you play like digitally or whatever.
Yeah, even live performances.
I didn't even
people around you.
That immediately cancels that option for me because even if we're not trying to, we just hear shit, right? We just hear people singing, hear music playing just in the background when we go places. It's like my ears would constantly
be having white noise.
Noise going off. That would
If
be the
you
most
are the kind of
annoying
person who
shit.
sleeps with a white noise machine, it would make for a fantastic situation. But I would not be able to stand
being awake.
Like so many of the videos I watch, so much, all the movies that we watch, all the television that we watch, the TV shows, all of them have a background track going.
That's how I feel about it.
See, that would probably be white noise. Because technically,
That was singing.
when that's coming
Has
up,
someone
it's reverberating your vocal cords.
It is.
That was not musical.
I don't think we can call
That was
musical.
not. I don't.
I think you could argue.
I think talking because I
really don't think you can, and I'm not even acknowledging.
Speaking around you would also be considered music.
Like, there's some music major out there who's like trying to find that note that you just burped right now. Like Charlie Puth. Get Charlie Puth on that
Somebody
shit.
can remix that easy.
Oh yeah, they can remix it, and that's where it becomes musical. Is the burp itself like is the girl who did the fucking cup stacking thing going yes, oh my god, musical, or was it Skrillex's remix of it that becomes music? Does that retroactively make that statement musical?
Was it the fucking ticking noise that Billie Eilish put in the fucking band song music, or was it music after it was put in there?
Did you just say the band saw? Or
I
band
forget.
song?
The bad song.
Oh, bad
I'm a
song.
bad guy.
Bad guy.
I could be getting the song wrong. That one.
Yeah, like, is me turning a Nintendo 64 off and on considered music?
Yeah, it plays a tune, a little tone, right?
But it doesn't. But the bald guy made it. Seth Everman. He turned it into
guy.
There's
only one.
Bald man. He said bald guy. I lied. Sorry. Which I'm glad he was able to bow out when he wanted to. I'm just kind of sad he's not making content no more. He retired.
Was that his name?
Seth Everman?
The bald guy?
No. The thing that got him famous was his cover of Billie Eilish's "A Bad Guy" as the bald
I'm
guy.
the bald. Okay.
Yeah. I think we'll go with middle schooler.
Yeah.
Especially with 2025 sensibilities, I think I can get around that in a way that it's not super hindering to me.
See, the other thing though is that all adults treat you as a child.
I don't give a damn. I don't want to interact with most adults.
Well, actually, no, but here's something I want clarification on, is because all of the adults treat you as a child. So is it school adults or all adults?
That's a good question.
I'll be honest, I don't give a damn.
I think you do, because
what
part of what
scenario-
you want, your goal, you said is like you want to start a family, you want to be taken seriously.
I'm gonna stop you right there. You know for a fact I don't care about starting a family.
Actually, I don't. I thought that this was something that was important to you.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I think we've talked about this a few times. I know it's been brought up. I don't care
we
what
did.
way
Well,
about
like,
having
the way that
kids.
you just mentioned it in the conversation just now made me think that this was something that you were planning on. Anyways,
Okay, yeah, no, I if I have kids, I have kids. If I don't,
I know that
I'm
a
more than fine
romantic
with that.
relationship is important to you.
This is true,
but I guess that having a kids and starting a family.
I'll be a fucking incel. I ain't tripping.
Well, that brings even another aspect to it, though, because if you and everybody who's in school with you physically age and you know what's going on, and
No, I
they
think it's
know what's
just
going
you.
on.
It's just.
Or are you talking about? Well, I guess technically
Like,
everybody
is it-
would physically.
Well, like,
age,
is it just you, or
I
is
don't
it
know
like
why I thought it would
everybody
be
in
the
the
same.
school with you? Because if it's everybody in the school with you, you're all aware that you repeat, and you are all aware that you
I think
physically
it's
age.
just you, because
I
I think
think it's
part
just
of
you.
the torture of this is growing old around a bunch of kids.
Technically, everyone around you does physically age, but I think they all get to move on with their lives, where you keep having to recycle back through middle school. At least that's the way I take it.
Yeah.
So then
Because it's a would you rather, and it's whether you would want to. Because if it's the entire fucking world in this cycle, that's less you dealing with this and more the world just operates in this weird way.
Yeah.
but
Because then, like, who gives a fuck about the music one? Because you're not the only person excluded from society,
Right.
In music. It's just that there is no music that exists past that point.
And because quite literally at that point, you wouldn't know no music that didn't exist before World War One.
right.
So
I see what you're saying about the middle school thing, but I think the steps that I would have to take in order to, like, pursue any goals, do the things that I care about. Like, if I had to prioritize stuff, I would deprioritize the music. I think that I can seek enjoyment, pleasure, and live a fulfilling life without music, even if it would suck a lot. More than having to worry about always being present at middle school. Like, maybe I could probably figure out some ways around it. Like, I'll get a laptop and do some stuff.
Well, it's not all music. You can still listen to like Tiny Tim.
I can't.
I don't think so.
I don't think.
Fairly certain Tiny Tim was 40s.
I was like, I
Was
think
he?
pretty much everything I remember and know about music is past World War One era, which is why I personally do not think I can do it.
Oh,
Tiny Tim wasn't
music
born
shit.
until the 30s.
Dang, all right. Never mind.
He was like Weird Al before Weird Al. He looks a lot like.
He does his reincarnation.
It's a little disturbing. I don't like the way he's holding his head in this.
Yeah, the caption right there. When I was a kid, Tiny Tim was the creepiest and scariest.
This isn't important at all. I'm not about to dive into this man's. Rest in peace, Tiny Tim. Things that bother you do bother me, as a matter of fact. Anyway.
Living in this own life.
I think, like, because, like, I could seek out music before 1999. Like, there's probably a lot of every once in a while you hear those really funny ass tracks, and they're like, no dirty music existed in the past. And there's, like, people talking about popping their pussies.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, fucking Mozart has a song literally called "Lick My Ass."
What?
Like, people don't know about "Lickten Mein Arsch." Like, it is a song that Mozart like composed. And the thing that I never got a full understanding is whether it was an insult to a person or an inside joke with a person, but it was some like English ruler or something, or some aristocrat wanted him to write a song, and Mozart, because the dude obviously didn't know German, Mozart just composed this bit called "Lick My Ass," but it was in German, so he didn't know what it meant, I guess.
I'm sure it got around
I
to
can-
him.
I would assume so. I would assume so. But yeah, no, dirty music and dirty humor and porn has been around a lot longer than we know.
Yeah.
There's cave drawings, I think, that depict pornographic scenes. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I could do the music, and I think that a lot of what I like to do I could still do in middle school.
Like, I couldn't go out clubbing. But I couldn't do that in either one of these. I couldn't
Right.
go with friends. I couldn't do that in either one of these.
You couldn't have
Except,
sex,
so that's where it
But
not
my
really,
big
because
thing
you physically age. You're physically older.
but everybody treats you like a child.
Assuming it says all the adults, which to me I took as all of the adults within the school. I don't take that as every adult.
I'm even taking it as all the adults, like, everywhere. I still think I can do most of the stuff that brings me personal joy.
Yeah, there's pedophiles out there. I don't know why I would do it. There's some real sick women out in this.
So what I'm hearing is you're going to be on Tinder, like, seeking pedophile.
Yeah. I'm the child. I don't give a damn.
Of legal age, treated as child.
Yeah. There's some real sickos out in the world, bro.
Seeking sicko.
Yeah. Yeah.
.com.
You do you, boo. I would rather just not have to listen to music.
I'd rather be. There's too many things in my life that I would have to give up because music is tied to it, and because like how music played into it. It's not just giving up music. You are giving up just about every facet of entertainment in your fucking life, and I can't do that.
Yeah.
But like, you're not. You just can't enjoy that component. I mean, like, you can still watch a movie. It's just you're not going to be able to enjoy the.
I mean, that's merit. I can listen to music. I just won't be able to enjoy it.
Yeah, but like the
time sink on the school thing.
I sink that time into my fucking day job now.
But that day job provides you resources that you can do.
Yeah, resources I use because I absolutely fucking have to keep a roof over my head.
How do you
like
keep
I said,
a roof over your head in this?
Well, you're really
Stream.
picking exactly.
I could at that point I could just straight up like start a content creation career without having to worry about like taxes and other shit because I'm a child now. I can't be homeless. You can't leave me. I guess technically you can, but I know a bitch down in some state somewhere that'll put me up in the fucking room every night if I need to. Like, and even if we go this like that, everyone in the world does treat you this way. That means your parents are probably going to treat you as a child as well and just not put you out, right? Like, both
they're going to die
suck.
at some point. You're not going to be able to inherit their estate.
Well, at that point, technically you could, and I'll have a guardian. Who gives a damn? You just got to find that right, because I have the sensibilities of me as an adult. Even if everyone around me is treating me like an adult, I still have my sensibilities as an adult, as a properly thinking person, right?
Yeah,
like I have all my skills.
As long as I know these limitations
Here's a
are
question,
in
here's a
place,
question, here's
I'm
a
going to
question.
put things in place that I need to as I need to.
What if the way you experience this is not like your mind right now is suddenly you're back at the beginning of middle school and you live things out. Like, I think we're thinking about this right now. What if you grow up, you go through middle school with everybody else, you wake up the day after you graduate middle school and you're back in the
So you're
sixth
aging,
grade.
but mentally you're still eternally a middle schooler.
Do I know it's happening?
Well, you're not mentally you're eternally a middle schooler. You are Groundhog Daying this shit live. Right.
Okay, and so we know that this is happening.
You know that this is happening, but you're figuring out the curse that like Satan has put on you to prove your worth to God in real time. Like,
It's still a better situation than Job, but yeah, sure.
See, I guess that would suck if only because it's like everything that I built in that one cycle is reset. Is it reset?
I'm not talking about reset, but like you wake up after the 8th grade and your parents are like, "All right, are you excited for your first day in 6th grade?" And then you're like, "But I'm supposed to go to high school with all my friends," and they're like, "I don't know," and they're like static, and then they're like, "Are you ready for your first day in 6th grade?"
So the scenario that's already happening?
Yes, the scenario that they posited, but you don't get that experience and the maturity of an adult. You have to grow up in this hell. Right? You don't get the hindsight that we have right now, being like, okay, if I was in that situation, I would start a content business. Right? You have to just figure it out live as a fucking 13-year-old. Right?
See, well, that's the thing, though. Even when I was in middle school, I was learning that I really liked to video edit. I really liked to animate. I really liked to make music digitally. I had a netbook. I was able to do things with it and create really fun projects for school that I really enjoyed with my friends. So, like, that time period for me was a very exploration, filled time period where I was enjoying myself then, and I realized that, after middle school, I was like, okay, the school doesn't have the resources I need to fully catapult into what I want to do, so I need to look at a different school with those resources. And then when high school hit, I got, a whole lab for computers, a lot of friends who were specifically into animation and, choir music stuff like that my middle school didn't have.
Right.
So in that case, in that sense, it would suck that I would never reach that point if I were to keep reliving that, time period of my life in that school specifically. I could see how if I Groundhog Dayed it and knew like, oh, I'm repeating this over and over again, and I can't change schools, I can't, find new friends or whatever. These are just the people I'm living with, or, this is just the situation I'm in. I think that I would still be able to continuously grow my skill set somehow.
Yeah.
In some way that I find enjoyment.
Right. And I think even in the scenario that you posited, the fact that I am aging and I'm aware that I am aging and I'm seeing examples of adults within my life, even if they are treating me as a child, as odd as that would be, that doesn't stop. And I do. Okay, I see.
It would suck still.
It would suck. And I can see where you're coming from, because there is so much of like that as I look back on this that is based on my experiences. But at the same time, my career choice was chosen for me. Like, I chose my career choice in middle school, right? Like, I was making that decision. And even if I were to be transported back to that exact time and know that I could never do video games because I never get a proper job that way, I would still have to go through the flow of time to find out that content creation is a thing that can be done. And once again, this, I guess, is also still based on like if your parents are treating you like an adult. Because if as soon as you step out of the school, you're just back to being an adult, even though child labor laws throws this completely out the fucking window. And it makes me so confused as to what the fuck. We'll just take it as the rest of the world also treats you like a child. All adults treat you as a child. Mm-hmm. In that scenario, I still think the benefit of not having to live an adult life in this system, I would still take. Mm.
Because I guess that is the question. Do you not have to live an adult life versus not have to live? See, I guess that's for me. Despite the things that suck about an adult life, I would take the agency that I have as an adult. I would take the resources that I have as an adult. I would take all of that. I would take the relationships that I have as an adult. Hands down, every single time, over listening to music. There are so many things I can do for entertainment that can bring joy to my life, that I can find fulfillment in spiritually, right? That aren't music. The world is so vast, even though it would suck to lose, because there are so many aspects of my life. Dancing, social things, just listening to music or vibing, like entertainment, like videos and movies, that bring me genuine joy and passion that I would miss out on. But there are also so many other things that I would be able to find joy and passion. There's just as many other things that I would be able to invest in or seek out or find love in. That, I don't personally. I think you're overestimating the advantages of the middle school life.
Maybe.
I don't think so.
I honestly think, though, that like this is an interesting case of like how we each kind of grew up and like the things that we like and find enjoyment in and purpose in, and the things that we value now and then, right? Mm-hmm. And like the different skill sets that we each have and the things that we each like are different enough to the point where we each are choosing, kind of a different option. And even though we're kind of like on the same like choose option, there's still a lot of
differences
here
as to why we're choosing it.
Yeah, so like I think this is an interesting, this was like one thing where we were like not very serious about it, and then it's like, wait, actually though, after talking about it, you get into reasons why you choose it, and you're like, okay, I guess that does make sense for you, that does make sense for you, that does make sense for me. in the way that we just have lived our lives and are continuing and want to keep living our lives. So
Right.
Interesting thought experiment.
Yeah.
And it could happen. You could hear a very loud noise in the future and not be able to hear ever again.
Yeah, if you're deafening me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
It's 4-1. 4-1. No music made after World War One. Which, yeah, fair choice. Like I think I like finding loopholes and caveats and shit, and that's why I can pick middle school. Because at the end of the day, it's like if all I have to do is be at the middle school, but I continuously age as I am.
Which story I was going to read about? I will pick the middle.
Oh, the middle school are all fucking day. No one gives a damn about someone who just can't listen to music.
Like, what's the strategy you're going to do? How are you going to game this system?
Yeah. Right.
Like, that's an interesting challenge.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, no,
That's a good one.
middle school. I'll be chubby and scarfing down those McGriddles on cycle.
I was reborn, but I'm a middle schooler and I can never age.
Oh my gosh!
Now that is an eternal hell that I would be more.
And there are 10 of you, and you have to fight your future.
Now I got to fight
20-somethings.
Fucking 33-year-old version of me. So weird.
And every time you open the closet, there's a dead body.
Throwback to episode 2.
Fucking 2? Was that 2?
2 or 1? I think it's got to be.
I think it was 2. It had to be 2.
I think that was the first episode I was on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Present for it.
Holy shit.
Wow.
All right. Let's take
a second break.
Yeah.
Hit pause on that recording.
I shall. All right.
Save out.
Be right back.
It in.
So
Okay.
speaking of
Dual screens. What the fuck are Nintendo Switch and dual screens? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, so amongst all of the rumors and speculations and, kind of hopes and dreams of the Switch 2 from a lot of people, someone created this, rendering and animation, if you scroll down, of, a dual screen that gets... If you flip the Switch... Again, this is going off of this patent that we're still not 1,000% sure is even going to be implemented into the Switch 2, right?
Right.
So this is like a patent on top of an idea on top of a hope,
Right.
So it's like, if the patent is true and they do implement it, if you flip the Switch 2 upside down, the C port is at the very center of the top, right, when you're holding it. And if that's the case, this user's like, okay, this person was like, okay, well, what if there was a dual screen that you could snap in there and it becomes like a DS, just big, like DS.
Did we forget that there's a
XXL?
Did we forget there's a USB-C on the top of the thing too?
Well, I think that it's not centered. You know what I mean?
It doesn't need to be.
I don't know.
Yeah, but it's cooler if it's centered.
Fair enough.
Symmetrical.
I'll run with that. I'll run with that.
So he created this person created a render and an animation of it, snapping on. And,
I feel like I've been lied to.
folding.
Where's this animation?
It was there.
Did you paste the Reddit link?
Was it a Reddit link or was it a?
I didn't think I needed to because the thing was. Wait, click the surface on Reddit blue thing. Maybe that will take you there.
Okay, there we go.
It has the sound too of
And I did hear about the fact that the controllers might be reversible.
Yeah. So the patents are there for this to make sense, but the question still remains: would Nintendo do this?
So this is speculation based on speculation.
Yeah, like I said before.
Is that it?
It's a camera.
It's a camera.
Xbox Connect?
It looked like it, didn't it?
Connect Mini.
I
I
feel like if anybody was to do it, it would be Nintendo.
And that's what I think too, because the DS was kind of a very, very popular thing for
The
Nintendo.
DS and the 3DS was the handheld. That was it.
Right.
Yeah.
And people in the comments of this and other people who have heard talk about it, YouTubers, content creators, whatever, are saying they really would if Nintendo released this DS expansion pack or whatever for Nintendo Online, which they've been doing expansion packs and stuff through there. People would buy that shit and replay either remastered versions of older DS games or just regular old ported versions.
Fuck all games. I want new games for 2 screen.
And the question is, would this incentivize studios to create new games for this. And then there's the whole, question of like, okay, well, would that be smart for a studio to bank on people buying, enough of the market, buying the expansion pack or whatever for the DS, or getting this attachment for this to work?
Saying, the attachment isn't standard hardware.
Right.
Yeah,
Would it be worth?
Like, would enough people buy that attachment to it to warrant a whole new game that would make money?
I was going to say, the Wii U is a hard sample size to use because of how bad it fucking sold, but it is still the point that, like, the Wii U could not really incentivize a lot of companies to create things specifically for the 2-screen situation.
Mm-hmm. But if it was the DS,
yeah, but I feel like the Wii U was like a fundamentally different use case. Where the Wii U was like, hey, you have the television and you have a little handheld thing that only the one person can use,
right?
Whereas the DS, it was like it was a touch screen, it was information, it was both right there. Mm-hmm. It was like an extension of the gameplay in a very natural way. I don't know. I felt like what games I did play used it very well. I enjoyed it quite a bit. But
you're talking the Wii or DS?
DS, sorry.
Oh yeah, no, DS. I think it comes to the thing y'all were just saying of it being a dedicated piece of hardware, right? Mm-hmm. That's why I say I think the Wii U is just a bad sample size. It's really hard to use the Wii U as a sampling here, just because of how bad it also sold, which was a lot of reasons outside of the Wii U itself. But yeah, I think if this is I don't know how I would feel about it. Because I'm trying to think.
Because I honestly, like, the glory days for me in gaming, period, right? For me, personally, was the DS era. And it's not like there were, like, a shit ton of game... Like the DS/Wii era. Because that's kind of similar time there. But it's not like there were a shit ton of games that I played and super enjoyed. It was really like about like the friends and playing with other people and how easy it was to take that on the go, right? Like that's mainly what it was for me. But there were some gems in games that I really did enjoy that if this was a thing, I know I would buy it, and I feel like I would go back and play a lot of those games for the nostalgic, aspect of it.
Assuming that's what they put on here, right?
Yeah, if they do this.
Yeah, that's
a huge if, because again, we don't even know if the patent to flip the thing is
even like actually a thing, right? And this person makes it very clear this is a concept that they thought of.
So this is an attachment concept based off a patent for flipping.
Yes.
So the patent is that the Switch is not even the Switch itself, is that the controllers can be attached in either configuration.
Yeah.
So you can essentially turn the screen upside down and attach the controllers that way too.
See, the thing is about that even too, though, is that I don't think that the patent specifically, it's something they found in the code.
Oh.
It's like something about the code of it basically makes it seem like you can flip it and snap it and it's still fine.
Fair.
Like very specific variables in the code.
So is it still fine, or is it still is it functioning normally? Because they're two very different things.
This is about a console that has not even been talked about in another.
I love the Switch fucking speculation, the rampant community. Just like, we're digging into the patents, we're digging into the code. We don't know what's gonna happen. They've given an announcement video. They've basically told us what we're gonna do, and we're like over here like, there's gonna be a fucking mouse, and like they're gonna be able to flip it, and we're gonna add the screen on top of it. Would people buy the screen on top? Would you?
Who fucking knows? We'll find out.
And we'll find out. Part of me wonders if they know that that's gonna happen and they kind of seed this shit.
It's possible.
Or if people are just as crazy, or if it's a little bit of both.
There's been concerted efforts by Nintendo's hiring team and staff to modernize their approach to a lot of this stuff, which amongst a lot of things that Nintendo needs to modernize on is also like actually looking at the online and looking at the communities for these instead of treating it how they used to back in the fucking 90s of we're just going to put the thing out and people are going to love it. It's like, while that is still for the most part true, you kind of want to see what people are talking about outside of just Japan. when it comes to like ways to make this thing profitable on a worldwide scale. So it's very possible that they could absolutely be going, we're going to capitalize in on the hype of and the absolute just curiosity of people like to figure out what the thing's going to be. And people will absolutely go down the route of speculating and creating their own hype. It can be a little double-edged swordish sometimes if you let it run too rampant, but not much you can really do about it.
This is a cool product idea.
This is a cool product idea.
All of the Switch 2 marketing content is a wild goose chase, and they're releasing a headset.
That would be really fucking funny. You don't know what's even funnier? Did you mean a headset as in like VR or headset?
Yeah.
You said headset,
Oh, no.
and the first thing my brain thought of was headphones. Was like it just
That's what I
like
thought you meant.
It's
headphones
just
and a
pair of
mic.
headphones and a mic.
Just the Virtual Boy 2.0.
Audio is the
right?
future of music.
Audio is the future of music.
Hope you can hear music.
But yeah, like it's interesting.
Did I say audio is the future of music?
You did.
I meant
You did.
gaming.
I thought you were quoting something real dumb to be silly. I didn't realize that was a real sentence.
Did
that
you
said.
mean gaming is the future of music?
No, audio is the future of gaming. Because it's just a headset.
Oh, okay.
think you
It makes a
flipped
lot
it
more
again.
sense now. No, what he said makes sense.
Audio is
Okay.
the future of gaming.
Audio is the future of gaming.
And they release headphones.
You play the games you play is through just what you hear.
You see, that's the joke because audio is the future of gaming, and it's just the headphones.
Yeah, no, it makes sense now.
It's just the headphones.
It does.
Because audio is the future of
Oh,
gaming.
wait a minute.
No, wait. Oh, yeah.
It is just the headphones.
Or it would just be all
I
white
threw you
noise.
the ball and you executed perfectly. Thank you, sir.
Or it would just be white noise if you know.
Or just white
So
noise.
would you rather?
That's what he was. All that came from.
That's what I was trying
That's
to
what
set
he
up,
was.
but I
That's what he
failed.
was. No, you did it fine. I understood where you were going with that.
Oh, so I'm just like the one
Yeah.
person. Okay, I see. Yeah. Forget I said anything.
We're a bunch of smart, educated, college degree
We
fellers here.
landed all of the jokes.
We land every one of them every time. Don't worry about us.
Callback Central.
You mentioned how
Landing is when you crash the boat into the shore, right?
Yeah.
yeah, something like that. You mentioned how you consider the DS like the glory days of gaming, at least for you. Right?
For me, yeah.
I have to ask, like, what are you considering along with that? Because I think I also did a lot of my gaming with the DS era, right? But I don't know if I care to go back to the DS era. Like, or I don't know if it was glory. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a jaded
Glory
old
days are yet to
man.
come, baby.
I might just be a jaded old man and curmudgeon and shit. But it's like I don't get the same. It's weird that I don't get the same excitement that you do about seeing like a dual screen thing because like for me it was obviously yeah, the games were great. Like a lot of the games on the DS were absolutely fantastic. It was the thing of like the street passing and the like connecting with friends and doing shit like that I don't think we would get with a dual screen on the Switch. So
Yeah.
to
We
me,
could get that with regular Switch. If we could get that with regular Switch, that'd be sweet.
that would be sick. We started bringing stuff like that back again. So like seeing like the dual screen itself is not what excited me about the DS era. So I don't know. It's like
Yeah, I think I see where you're hitting there. So like when I mentioned that for me, a lot of it was like the connecting, the portability of it, taking it everywhere.
yeah,
I think it was because, that was so prominent for me and that's what worked well with me and my friends and family. That I mentioned that like I didn't have I did have a plethora of games, but like I think the fun of the Switch was a lot more being able to take it everywhere and play with friends. And that for me was why I kind of crowned this my like golden era of gaming part for me. And I think the joy of having another like a dual screen for the Switch is that even if I don't get that social aspect of it, because not everybody would get this if this was a thing, right?
Right.
I wouldn't expect everybody to get it. It would at least allow me to kind of revisit those glory days and play some of those games that maybe I didn't try, or replay those games that I really did like back in the day to kind of, I don't know.
So it's really a nostalgia bump for you.
Yeah, that's all this would really be. I wouldn't be playing this like experience a whole brand new like sensation, right? They would just be like, oh yeah, I remember this game. Let me replay it back again.
New sensation.
Like I'm doing that right now with one of the older Mario and Luigi games, because after I played Brothership, I was like, man, I really missed that other game, Partners in Time, that never got a remake, that never got ported to anything else.
Right.
And so I booted up a emulator on my computer.
Fair.
And I'm playing through that right now because I was like, damn, I missed this game. This was fun. This was a great time.
Well, Nintendo Ninjas are going to fucking kill you tonight.
I'm really sorry, man.
Sorry, bro.
I mean, did I say emulator? No. I mean, I found my old DS and I still had that game. Yeah.
There you go.
I actually don't know where it is now. I'm sad.
I know where mine are.
But at the very least, imagine this. A screen you can attach to your console so you can play it anywhere.
I remember GameCube, yeah.
Yeah, the GameCube one.
Yeah, the GameCube had one. I think.
I
Xbox
wanted
had
so
one.
bad, yeah.
Yeah, the GameCube had an attachment you could put on it that allowed you to game anywhere. Ignore the part where you still needed an AC hookup and everything.
What the fuck?
Don't worry about that. You got a portable screen to put on the motherfucker so you can play it anywhere.
You're saying the fucking McDonald's plugged into the wall?
Yeah, quite literally. That was the idea.
I remember doing that in my family van. Like we would take my GameCube, we would bring the cords and everything, hook it up to like those TVs that you would pull down.
Yeah.
For those long road
Some
trip
people
rides.
think it's fucking memeing, but no, they absolutely, the handle on the back of that was so it could be portable.
Real.
Yeah, the handle on the back of a GameCube is for portability.
I knew it was so you could pick it up and move it, but I never thought that the whole point, the marketing reason why they wanted that there was so that you can physically bring it with you to play like through travel, like on the go.
I don't know if on the go it's so much more of like
going from place to place.
I think it's stuff like you could take it to like your classroom and have it plugged in somewhere and play it, or at someone else's house and be able to plug in and play and shit like that.
Fair enough.
It's still a wild concept to think about for what was a home console.
Yeah.
But there was a few. I want to say PlayStation 2 also had one. I think the Xbox had a portable screen on it. I'm fairly certain the Dreamcast was the first console to have like a attachment.
I think I remember that.
For playing off of it.
And
it was
really out here wild.
It was Wild West all out this bitch. It was crazy.
They've been trying to get you to take your console with you forever.
Yeah. And then in fairness, when they finally got everybody to do it, everybody fucking did it.
Yeah.
And then they did it again.
And then they did it again.
And now we're about to do it a fucking fifth time. So Nintendo was kind of on to something. Mm-hmm. I mean, shit. I think it's arguably the PSP and PS Vita were some of the highest selling consoles for PlayStation.
Really?
I think so.
I didn't know they were that popular.
They were hella popular.
Oh.
Nobody ever did it. But they're popular.
Nobody ever did it.
No one ever did it?
No one ever did it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, no, I don't actually know that. But like back in the day, I saw so many more DSs, so many more things, so many more games for DS, so many more games for the DS, the 3DS.
Oh yeah, no, it lost to the DS, but it was still a decently popular thing, and people fucking loved it.
The little discs,
and especially because in the exact trend of Sony to Nintendo, while Nintendo had its gaming library to really fall on, the PSP was stronger, and the PS Vita, I think at that point, could straight up just stream games from your PlayStation console onto it, which did make it a very popular and very powerful option. It was popular enough that it was really weird that they didn't continue with it, even though I think they're bringing it back now. I think they're coming out with a Vita 2.
Did we see something about that?
I want to say
I thought I did too, yeah.
I think it was something on the docket that we never talked about.
I was never.
Oh, okay.
in the PlayStation ecosystem at all. Never had
I was
one.
tangential to it.
Yeah.
Mickey.
Who is this man that would be handsome if he just combed his hair?
I have no idea. React them ups.
Well, what's the PlayStation handheld thing that they're talking about now, where you can like connect to your PlayStation 5, and then like if you have PlayStation Plus or whatever, you can take it with you.
The Portal.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Remote player for PS5 consoles.
yeah, that.
Yeah.
That's a thing that they announced at some point.
It really
Which
looks
is
like an
available.
evolved controller.
Yeah.
It does.
It looks like your controller, fucking your screen group legs. Only $200.
Only two hundo.
I don't know when they announced this, but okay.
It's
November
30th
21st.
anniversary. It's been around for 30 years, man.
Is this just like a standalone thing, or it's just a screen
No, I think you have to have a.
to stream from?
You have to have a PlayStation.
You have to
yeah.
have a PlayStation in order to also have this. Yeah.
So
So
this
the
is
full PlayStation. Hey guys, select express delivery to guarantee delivered before Christmas.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
it arrives
shows
after
up.
Christmas.
This bitch just materializes in your fucking house because it's been here since Christmas. Would be insane. Yeah, I remember hearing about this and never looked into it. I had no idea it actually became a thing.
Yeah,
It's PlayStation's worst Switch. Shut up.
essentially.
But yeah, I don't know. I kind of continue with the feeling of I'm just gonna wait till April.
yeah,
Like this is a sick, like this render, everything about this, the level of detail this person went into, this render's fucking sick. And this could be like some really dope use cases because like we talked about the dual screen. We did not talk about the little camera thing. There's not a lot of talk about that going on here.
Well, this is the camera screen, not DS. Camera thing, not DS. Camera thing, not make me horny for past.
What, you never
Fair.
had the Game Boy Color camera?
Didn't the DS have a camera?
Yeah.
Built
DSi,
in.
I think.
yeah.
When did the Game Boy Color come out?
Long time ago.
I'm gonna
About
need
the
it.
time you were born.
I'm gonna say
Actually.
because I was born in 1998.
Yeah, the color came out. I'm fairly certain 99.
I would have been 1 year. I would have been 1 year old.
So no, he
You
never
might have
had a
gotten
Game Boy
one,
Color.
like, you could have found one for free at a garage sale.
You coulda. You technically could
Oh
have.
yeah, I didn't have one of those. but
Released in Japan, October 21st, 1998. I don't know what the American release date is.
I
but
had a Game Boy Advance. I think that was my
I was
first one.
months old.
at best.
Look up the camera attachment, though. I know you've seen it.
I've seen it, yeah. Because it had the whole camera and printer thing. I think the
And
camera thing was
printer?
actually the original Game Boy, actually.
Wait, it printed?
It had a
yeah, they had a
printer.
Yeah.
What did it print?
Nintendo
really
really out here.
shitty looking fucking pictures, yeah.
What?
Nintendo really be out here
Nintendo,
fucking
Nintendo
wild.
was fucking wilding the entire time.
Game
Sometimes
Boy printer. Wow.
Nintendo can be tight asses when it comes to like use of their IPs and shit, but when it came to developing and making stuff, Nintendo would do whatever the fuck, whenever the fuck. They didn't give a damn.
And
He was super fun, dog.
that cart was a lot of fun, too. Like, it had, like, little games where you would, like, take, like, 3 pictures of your face, and that would be, like, the boss enemy, and it would, like, animate between the 3 pictures of your face.
Did you have one?
Yeah, I
Nice.
still have it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I'll have
Oh
to
my
bring
god,
it over.
incredible.
I never had one. Yeah, no, Nintendo was one of the first ones to have like a internet service off one of these bitches. Was it off the Game Boy or was it off the Nintendo 64?
Like a hot
So
spot?
wait. Did
Like,
the Game Boy
straight
come
up,
out
it would
before or
use-
after the GameCube?
The Game Boy?
Yeah, it was before the GameCube, right?
Way before, yeah.
It was before
So-
the freaking
I think GameCube was what, 2000?
like 2000.
No, I was just
or
asking because
two.
I was reflecting on what you said about
2001.
them
Yeah.
wanting to do portable stuff all the time, but really wasn't one of their first like major successes the Game Boy,
Yeah.
which would have been They really were portable from the get, from the jump.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, like,
Technically, their first major success was the Famicom, which they had two home systems, family computer systems, but they were one of the first major ones to like. It catapulted the idea, even the idea of handheld video games just wasn't a thing until Game Boy came around. Original Game Boy.
Have you ever seen those?
Actually, that's a lie. There were things like there was the Mr. Game & Watch, and there was some stuff, but they were more like handheld little arcade things, like that you can get from like a McDonald's nowadays.
Have you seen those crank consoles?
I think I have. Do you have a good name for one? Because I'm kind of scared to type in crank console.
The birdie.
The bourbon. You talking about?
Yes, this is what I'm talking about.
For 200. Jesus.
Dang.
Are you,
This video is about a little box called Playdate.
it's like a modernized version of it or
What
something?
is it?
I think
It's
so,
a new
yeah.
thing. It plays games.
I already have a thing that plays games.
Me too, but this is a little different.
We wanted to try something different, and so we did the most difficult, different thing that you could possibly.
Why is it
Let's take another
200?
look. Say hello to Playdate.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Thanks. That means a lot. Here's a hand. Playdate fits right there. There's an A button, B button, D-pad, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, USB-C, all the hits.
Wait, what's that thing?
That's the
Crank.
It's a crank.
Yeah. Seriously, what is it?
The crank.
Look at that
You
fucking
crank
Back
it
to the
like
Future.
this. It can control the game.
It's not Back to the Future.
The display, extremely high resolution.
Is there a backlight?
No, but the screen is super reflective. You can even play it by candlelight.
Really?
Maybe. Playdate was dreamed up by
You
this
mean
company
maybe?
called Kenton.
What the fuck do you mean maybe, dog?
It's
This is the first time they made
$200.
it. So they got a little help from this company called Teenage Engineering.
Oh, that explains
Oh,
it.
It's getting
okay.
That
super
explains
complicated here
everything.
for the crank.
Yeah.
Okay, so who makes the games?
Some people you've heard of, some people you haven't.
You are so mysterious. I love it. So what are these new games they're working on?
That's the best part. You won't know what you're getting, not until they Wi-Fi themselves into your Playdate. You know
Huh?
that feeling where
I don't like that. I don't
Yeah.
like that.
I don't care for
That's
that.
what Playdate is all about. A game appears, and then a week later, you get a new one.
Your
It's like a
game
season of
choices are
TV.
chosen by Big
Surprise
Brother.
game that can do basically anything?
Now you're getting it.
How long is the season?
12 weeks, 24 games, all season long. You and her and that guy over there and everyone else will be enjoying these mystery surprise games you can't play
I don't even
anywhere
hate this
else. And also
concept.
this, every playdate can be
It's
used
Not for
to
200 fucking
Yeah,
dollars.
toss in
What do you
another
think?
100
All right, I'll do
or
it.
so when you get a
Great.
Switch.
Ready
Like,
for
Right?
Playdate?
Like, I'd rather just go
and
and
you
get a
can also
Switch.
get the snap-on dock with the speaker and a place to hold your pen.
Oh my god.
Is that an extra?
Yeah, of
$400.
course.
Yeah.
Also, like,
It's extremely California.
is very Silicon Valley.
It looks fun, but
Not for 200. It don't look 200 fun.
yeah.
I don't give a damn what. Anywho, I do. So this is a very modern version of a thing that did exist, though, didn't it?
I don't know actually. I saw it back when they were advertising it with a bird game, which I remember now, which is why I thought of like Birdie instead of Playdate. Where you were like a little bird walking around doing bird things.
Just doing.
I think I
bird
saw it
shit.
actually at GDC, and I was like, "Well, that's really cool," but I don't think I will ever purchase one, and I don't think it'll take off.
That's fair.
But yeah,
That's fair. Okay, but yeah. Well, it's the speculation is fun. I have said this almost every time we talked about it, and I'm not saying it to be a curmudgeon, but I just currently don't have the energy to speculate. Even though this one is less speculation and more just like theorizing. This one
is
isn't.
the best curmudgeon.
I am going to be the best curmudgeon. This one is more just this person is actually just having fun, like finding out uses for the whole flipping the console thing. This will be really cool. I cannot wait for April to get here so that we can have an even bigger surge of speculation and whatevery.
They're telling us what it is in April.
What if is one?
Well, we're supposed to have a direct about it, just about an official announcement on this thing. So
On April 1st.
As we're gonna find out about the
Second.
VR attachment and the turbo.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be even better.
why would it not?
I don't know.
So they announced the Switch and everything on April. Well, it's going to be on April 2nd. No. They announced the Switch early on April 1st, and then April 2nd they announced the head-mounted display.
Well, April 2nd What region?
What time zone?
I think it's always been like, I get what you're saying, but Japan would be ahead of us. I guess if it's April 2nd on Japan, it will be April 1st today in America, but I don't really know if that does.
They have the opportunity to do something hilarious.
They do have the opportunity to do something
Would they
really
do
funny.
it though?
Doubt it.
Probably
It's
not.
fucking Nintendo. Like I'm still like thanking the Lord that we got the Mario movie. Let's calm down.
Are they really stuff?
They did officially announce the second movie.
Did they?
Yep.
I did not hear this.
There was some kind of mini direct or something where it was announced. I didn't see the whole mini direct, but I just saw a little clip.
We'll look into that.
Them talking about it.
I guess we'll look into that and we'll give that a.
It wasn't
We'll talk
anything
about it next
crazy.
week?
It was just like a release date of like next year in
Okay.
April or March, something like that.
We still need more news on the Zelda movie. I don't think we've gotten since.
When are we going to get the second half of No Way Home? I wanted to be. All right, not No Way Home. Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah, that was delayed again.
Was it? Are you serious?
wow.
Or like it continues to be in hiatus.
Fair.
Essentially. Like we don't know when it's coming back.
Fair enough.
There's speculation, but there's no official like thing.
Fair. Well, speaking of things that are worth speculating on, you got to play an open beta or a closed beta, technically. Actually,
Yeah, like anybody could sign up for it, but it was like PS5 exclusive.
and it was, if as I understand, you had to get the code. Like, not everybody got a code.
I don't know. Like I feel like
I was reading, people were disappointed that they did not get a code and they were refreshing their emails like the whole time trying to
Really?
get one. So you fucking nepo baby.
Then I almost
you
missed
to get
it.
one and almost missed it by
almost
not
missed
paying
it.
attention.
So like I didn't even know what was happening. I saw something in my email that I rarely check. I rarely check this email. It's like one of my throwaway emails, but
You signed up for the code on a throwaway email?
no, like I clicked the link to sign up for it, and then I told it to. I was checking my email for the next well, I guess I didn't check it until the last day of the beta. But anyway.
Oh, you got okay. Never mind. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, like so I have other emails and I have it like random, like
Oh, we all do. I know that much.
not bait shit, but like random shit that you sign up for, and like you get put on a newsletter or whatever. Mm-hmm. Basically, I'm on a Sonic newsletter for that email, and they were like, "Hey, want to beta test the game?" And it was like the Friday, like the last day that they had the signups open, and I was like, "Oh shit, sure, I'll put in my, name. Probably won't get it." And I don't check my email for the next 2 days until the very last day of the beta. I'm like, "Oh shit, yeah, that's right. Let me see if I got the code." I check it. I'm like, "Oh shit, I actually got the code, but I only had like a few hours left to try it." So I quickly logged into my PS5 and booted it up, and it was fun. Mm-hmm. I think it was more fun than Transformed. I think so. With the gadgets and the different, the customization stuff, they kind of lock you out a little bit unless you played the beta for like a while. You get like points and shit.
Right.
You gotta buy the different customization. With the points that you accumulate.
In game.
It is what it is. But at least it's more customization options than most other games that like you can't do anything in Mario Kart where you're like putting decals on your cart or swapping out the front piece and your back piece of the car to be like, I want a Shadow-esque front piece with like a Amy-esque back piece of my car. I want to make it red or brown or whatever color on the color wheel I want, and I want to put a little Sonic face decal on like the front fender, whatever the fuck.
So it's highly customizable.
Yes, but I don't know to what extent. I'm hesitant to say it's super highly customizable and like what you're able to do, because obviously it's a beta. They probably lock certain shit down that you can't do, and they don't show everything. I didn't get to try out Extreme Gear, sadly. They didn't have that as an option.
Okay, so after you posted this in the docket, I went and was looking at beta stuff, and I noticed that no one was doing anything other than like basic cards.
Oh yeah, I'm sure if Extreme Gear was an option, everybody would be riding it.
I was like there was one I watched that was like a 30-minute long just gameplay, and it was like the fact that you are playing so many different characters and not doing any Extreme Gear told me that Extreme Gear was not available for this beta.
Yeah, it wasn't. I was very disappointed. I was so sad.
Because that's the thing I want to see the most right now. It's just, how is that going to work in this?
Exactly. And I think that's why maybe they didn't, because maybe it's not as good as we thought it would.
Which would suck.
Which would suck and be terrible. So, like you were saying you were going to do, I'm also going to wait to see reviews when it comes out and people play it. Because that would really be the main thing that would get me to play. Not that I would only do Extreme Gear, because what I did play was fun. Again, like, you know, it felt nice. I think I'm so used to Mario Kart that, like, certain things felt weird to me.
Oh, yeah?
But, yeah, like, when you drift, like, instead of, like, the little hop that you do, kind of, before you, like, start drifting, it just starts drifting.
Oh, it's an auto drift.
It's not even auto. It's
if
just,
you
like...
hold a direction long enough, it'll start to drift kind of thing?
No, like you're driving...
It doesn't jump.
It doesn't jump. You just start drifting.
Oh, you press R and it'll drift, but it doesn't do the hop.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's very weird. But, like, I just realized and noticed how...
Little lack of juice.
Yeah, like how attuned I am to Mario Kart versus like any other racing game.
Yeah,
like, I'm sure
because I'm actually fairly certain most every racing game, including racing, Sonic Team Racing and Racing Transformed, did that.
Yeah, like
I'm fairly certain they all did that.
Yeah, so like,
but that hop feels really nice.
It does.
It
feels
does so nice.
So, and I'm not saying it felt bad. It's just different, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure most people
it's one of those things you'll get used to. You play for 20 minutes and you'll probably be used to it by the time.
I got used to it for sure. It was just very weird. Like the first few times I drifted, I'm like, wait, where's the hop?
Where's the hop? Where's the jump?
I need to know the hop.
Am I drifting or not?
Yeah, like I need the trajectory of my drift is based on that hop. Like I need to know. But I don't. I just take 20 minutes to get used to it. But there's just little things like that. And like the different items that you use in Cycle are pretty similar.
What was the item selection like? Like how many, just in terms of how many you got?
Yeah, so I don't think they were locking anything down there. It seemed like there was a lot of shit flying around.
Okay.
You know, you have your regular, like, I'm going to just make, you know, comparisons to Mario Kart here. But like
the interesting thing like that I saw from the stuff that I was saying is that a lot of people who played it were like, this is the most Mario Kart feeling of any Sonic racer they've had so far. It definitely is dipping into kart racing.
Yes.
Far more than the other ones did.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I think I like it more than the other Sonic racing games that I've played, because it does feel more arcadey like that in a sense. A little more hectic, a little bit more with the whole CrossWorld, you know, kind of mechanic where you're changing, you know, different worlds and stuff. That was really cool. I really did enjoy that. Flying feels fun, a little bit more challenging than Mario Kart.
I was going to say with Mario Kart, you're just gliding. You're not even flying. And I noticed that you were at like in CrossWorlds, you're actually in a plane flying and all that fun jazz.
Like there is a learning curve for sure. So like, you know, I was learning for like, you know, a good hour or so, but after that it becomes easier. But it's a lot different. It's different enough from Mario Kart that, you know, if you've been playing Mario Kart and that's all you really know, it's going to be an awkward transition to try to get into it. But once you do, you'll find the learning curve and you'll be like, oh, okay, so I just got to keep grinding, figuring this out, and I'll get really good, and you'll enjoy it. So, again, I'm sad that they didn't let me try Extreme Gear, and I'm very curious how that plays, because that could dictate whether or not I buy the game.
How would you rate the gameplay that you were able to experience? Like, out of like...
Yeah, so there was maybe like, I think about 5 or 6 like tracks that you could choose, and then like there were a bunch of different CrossWorlds you can like jump to from.
I was gonna say, how was the CrossWorlds mechanic? Because that seemed like a big thing that they were pushing. It's like the name of the game.
Yeah, so there were maybe 4 or 5 different CrossWorlds that they had available for us to
the
jump
way
through.
You're differentiating this, it sounds like the CrossWorlds you go to are not the same as the ones you could choose to start on.
That's at least that's what was in the beta. Yes.
Okay.
So like there was like this dinosaur CrossWorld.
Yep.
There's this like casino CrossWorld.
Of course.
There's this like hot air balloon, you're in the sky, CrossWorld. I think there's like maybe one or two more that I can't think of right now.
Right.
But you can't choose those, and it's kind of a random thing too when you go into the matchmaking. Again, for this beta that they had, when you match, you don't do online play, and you can only matchmake and have the choosing be random.
Yep.
Right? Like they gave you 3 different options to choose from, and then you choose one of those, and then between the people who choose, it randomly picks between your options there. So
I heard there's a museum level that no one wanted, like very few people picked.
I thought that was one of the coolest ones,
and that's what the person who mentioned it said too. Yeah. He was like, no one wants to choose the museum level, but it's like the coolest level.
Honestly, it makes the most sense out of a lot of them, or at least like physically, like when you're there, like, okay, this physically seems like a really cool idea, and the little spins that they put on it, like having like the exhibits come alive and like the dinosaur, you know, it was really cool. I enjoyed it.
Sounds really cool.
Yeah, it was cool. Like, honestly, the worlds were really cool, and I don't think that it was fully representative of maybe the vast majority of stages and CrossWorlds that they have. But even with what they had, you really weren't playing the same, you know, track for. You could go maybe like an hour to an hour and a half and play and not have the same experience, essentially.
Interesting.
Would you say that helps the replayability, or is it just like an interesting variety thing? Does it up the challenge? Does it make it more boring? Like, how does that?
Yeah, I think there's the challenge is that, you know, kind of finding where you stand in that curve, right? The curve of the challenge, and trying to figure out when to drift, when to use your items, because I mean there's always a learning curve to all of that stuff. And once you hit a peak of that curve, then it's just, you know, now you're versing people who are also on that peak too, because there's a rank that they give you too. Throughout the beta, they had this too. You know, you climb the ranks, and when you climb the ranks, you see better players. I'm assuming they're going to carry that through the real thing. It would make sense. So really, like, you know, the enjoyment will come as you get better, just playing people who are as good as you are. And
what was your KD ratio inside of the game?
Oh man,
I know you said KD. I heard kitty ratio, and I was like, I don't like that.
That makes a cat ratio. Come on,
kitty ratio. Yes. So what was
like? I got first a couple times.
Yeah,
I got second
right.
a couple times. Third place a couple times, and then like once I did terrible and got like 8th or 9th place because I kept getting fucked over in the last lap. But
that's kart racing.
That's kart racing. But I enjoyed it. I think a lot of it again was just like the vast change for me from Mario Kart to Sonic, because it's been so long since I played a Sonic game.
Right.
That I found that fun, like a different take on a kart game, and it felt again better than the other versions of Sonic Racing that I've played.
Interesting.
So
I was hearing some complaints about it feeling a little too floaty, I guess, or too light.
Well, there are like some of the gears that you can attach to your vehicle as you level up and you get more, points to use to buy different gear to make your kart do different things. Like, there are like gears that will make it so that you do flips faster, that make you feel a little more lighter, I guess, in that sense. There's gear that will, when you bump,
that was something someone said. It was like, it feels like you're doing tricks too fast, and I was like, have you not played Transformed?
In all the clips that I've played, they must have had that gear on, because they're like, I was like, damn.
Jesus.
And it's not that fast when you're playing the game, but if you have that attachment on, I can see you going that fast, and it makes sense because that's a hack that you have on your car.
Seems like it's a deliberate choice, though, not something people would complain about.
Not an issue of because the way people complained, it sounded like it was an issue of the engine.
It's in Unreal, by the way.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
The Unreal logo pops up when you load the game.
Hell yeah. So we'll see.
Oh no, we're gonna have another Monopoly.
Too late for that. So out of 10, what would you give it currently?
I would give it right now. I feel like 7s are cop-outs because it's like average, right? But like a 6,
it's average. I would play it. It's not great. test.
It's not going to blow your socks off or anything, but it's worth playing.
Yeah,
it's a 7 in my opinion.
Are you saying that all the 7s I've rated these books and comics are cop-outs?
No. For me, when I say something's a 7, I'm like, I don't really have one way or another because that's just how I think. But it's like, if I know I give it a 6, to me, that's like trash. If I give something an 8, I'm like, yeah, it's great. It's good.
You have the world's smallest gap.
I will rarely give something a 9 unless I think it's like perfect. A 10 if it's perfect and I came. So
I don't think you understand the 10-point scale.
I think we have completely lost the point of a 10-point scale.
I think that last one needs to be an 11.
Yeah.
That's why I said my system's a little different.
Now I'm saying that all of your 7 out of 10s are cop-outs. Ow.
Did it actually hurt you?
A little bit.
I'm sorry.
You did just chuck a fucking phone at my heart.
I thought you could take it.
I can. Doesn't mean it didn't hurt.
Do you want me to kiss it better?
Please. Thank you. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh, man. Okay.
But yeah, if they had extreme gear for me to try and it was good, I'd give it an 8.
That bugs me so much.
Yeah.
Because it makes me think that the only reason you wouldn't put it in
is if it's not ready or it's not good.
Right. And you know
Exactly.
everybody is wanting to try that.
And if it's not ready at this point and this game comes out in what, June? Or did it just say summer 2025?
I thought it was like next month.
It might be. You might be right. The fact that it's coming out very fucking soon and I can't even say that it was the most anticipated thing. I know that made me really excited. I don't know how anybody else really felt about that. I have not looked through
we have a
forums or
sample
anything.
size of 2 and 100% of the people here were excited for Extreme Gear.
Right.
So,
That's right. When we looked at it, it just said release in 2025. If there was another date, I have not heard it.
Interesting. I
But
totally
yeah,
thought it was
but
like
the fact that it's
soon.
coming out this year, meaning that they need to be wrapping up with production and getting this thing ready to ship, and the fact, even if I don't know what the public perception of Extreme Gear is, the fact that the producer or director, whatever he was like, we're putting this in here because we wanted to excite people, and we're not seeing that in the closed beta phase, makes me very worried.
Right.
That it's not gonna work out very well, and that's going to suck.
Yeah. I don't know. I was hoping I could try it so that I could actually know whether or not I want to buy this right now. But I can't say I want to because they didn't have that. And if they had it and it was good, it would be an 8. If they had it and it was bad, it would be a 6. So
That's fair.
I have to say 7 because I was hoping to try the Extreme Gear. But
part of me is like, oh, I wonder if the Extreme Gear is just going to operate like the vehicles do, is just a different cosmetic. But it's like, no, if that were the case, they would have it in this beta.
Right.
There's no way you don't put that in the beta. But I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll just have to find out. So we'll end it off tonight with one last update on System Change / System Universe.
yeah, I'm halfway through the last book right now, and I think I can confidently give my wrap-up review on the series so far, which is... It's...
Is it a 7?
On his scale, yeah.
It's a 5 to 6. It's not bad. Here's how I would put it. Right, there is a series that's currently on. You fucker.
We've been changing it all.
We have.
It's okay.
I'm not Green Party right now.
Not right now. He's red.
Diesel.
There is a series that
Diesel.
shit. Fucking, I'm happy to say this name. That Riz Fables is scan later.
Got him.
They used to be Oasis Realms, but then they're fucking they're
Say that one more time.
they used to be Oasis Realm.
I thought you said a racist round. Like that.
Nope.
What's
They used to be that,
the
but then
difference?
their web address got borked, and then they had to switch it. So they switched it to. I was assuming it was supposed to be a temporary one, but it's become permanent. They have branding.
Fair.
Anyways, so that thing cover called Tower Farmer. Right. And Tower Farmer, I love to read. I love reading Tower Farmer. I read it every time it comes up, right? But I would not describe it as a good series. Right?
Fair.
Tower Farmer is a story about a guy who gets stuck on the top floor of the tower, but his class is a farmer.
Of course.
And he's got to figure out how, and he's doing his good farming and getting his animal buddies, and it's a fun little adventure, right? Nothing sort of like crazy happens that makes me, like catapulted to top, but I enjoy it and I stick with it, right? This system change is about in that category of quality, right? There are some things I appreciate about it, like it violates some tropes. For instance, the author absolutely refuses to give the animal companion a sexy human transformation.
Awesome.
Right? Like
plus.
they're a rabbit, they like being a rabbit, and they're gonna stay a rabbit.
When you say they refuse to do so, to me that implies like very active attempts by the world to make it happen, in which you get the ability for the author to go, no, this is not going to happen? Or is it just the fact that they have not done it yet?
They heavily implied that it would be a possibility.
Okay.
If the rabbit wanted it, if there was like any desire for that to happen, like it could happen, but it's not gonna happen.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
the way they've set up our characters, the way they've set up our relationships, that's not gonna happen.
Okay.
Right. Because it's something you always wonder, because even some of those stories that I feel like violate tropes the most, or like that's one that happens every single time, because it's oftentimes framed as just sort of like a natural progression as the animals, they become more intelligent and capable and powerful, that step into like some sort of like a human form is inevitable, ignoring any of the creepy. Like that's before we get into any of the creepy like
the blurred lines of whether or not this would be bestiality if our main character got with their furry companion, as well as the power dynamic.
Bestiality, power dynamics, a lot of that different stuff. It's anyways. So like they're not engaging in that at all.
Fair.
But then they do some other things, like you came in yesterday where we had gotten to the end of an arc and I had just put it on 2x speed.
Oh yeah.
And I put it on 2x speed for about a book's worth of content.
Damn.
Yeah. It was half of the book, and about the front, it was half of the latter half of one book and the front half of the other.
Jesus.
Where it was just like, okay, we won the war, now we're gonna do all the politics stuff. But the politics stuff is like, okay, we go over here and we talk to this king and we have a conversation, and the conversation goes like this. And then we go over here and we talk to this kingdom and we have a battle with people we know we're going to defeat. So there's really no stakes and no tension. And then we get done with the things. And then, okay, I'll put it down to 1.2x speed when he breaks into the vault and he gets some cool shit. Okay, and now we're back to the politics stuff and put it back on 2x speed. Just like when done well, those kinds of arcs were the payoff arcs, where like you fucking did it and now we're on the other side of it and we get to enjoy our spoils. You get to see the rewards and growth that we have are often some of my favorite parts. Fuse in How I Reincarnated a Slime spends 2 books, 2 entire fucking books. We were just in a festival. We're in a festival that we're throwing for Demon Lord Rueben becoming a fucking Demon Lord and his country coming into its own. It is a payoff arc for all of the conflict that's happened until then, and at least in the books, it is one of my favorite arcs to read.
In the anime, it is so fun too. I think they're in the middle of that. They have another half of it, I think, to go through or something in the anime.
Yeah,
at least I think
so, because we spend a lot of our time with our interesting side characters. We get to see things develop for people that we really care about. Things come into fruition, and you get payoffs for all these threads before we move on to our next major arc. And it feels like that's kind of what they're trying to do, but it just didn't hold my interest. Right?
Fair.
Especially because they set up this real juicy, tantalizing thing that they're going to do in the next series. We're going to start to get some of the payoffs for some of these mysteries after this war. And instead, we are watching our main character show off his big dick energy in front of children. And you're like, I really don't... Like, to be very specifically, he goes to visit... I'm sorry, that was not the appropriate phrasing.
It's like, don't like that.
Don't like that.
Crazy. Well, like, I say that, but like so one of the people he picked up, remember the kid I was talking about earlier? He picked up so he eventually sends that kid off to academy. So when he goes to check on the kid in the academy and kid's doing well, he's like, all right, I'm gonna teach these kids something. I'm gonna play the instructor for a little bit. But what he does to play the instructor is he goes out and he has all the kids come forward, and then he unleashes his aura in stages until the kids get incapacitated.
Oh,
right.
Wow.
So they're
Okay.
It's like they're not really learning anything. Like they're learning how like a powerful energy can feel, I guess. But you're basically almost knocking kids out and then having people pull them away. And then the instructors are like, "We think you're just grandstanding," because that's what he's doing.
That's what you're doing.
And then he's like, "Okay, cool, we'll fight." And then of course, he wipes the floor with the instructors because, like, we've seen how powerful he is. Of course, he's going to.
Why are you fighting the instructors like you're not in the wrong?
Like, what's going on? Like, why are we here and why are we doing this?
Why do we understand that turning the furry companion into a sexy, like, harem bitch is not okay, but this is?
But fine. Exactly.
Is the main character like written as a good person?
They are. Here's the other thing. This is really out of character for the main character. Like, the main character likes keeping people on edge at times, saying weird shit, like throwing people off because, like, he's really powerful, and a lot of times his level for, like, what he can do is way outside of what other people would expect to be normal. And sometimes he likes to, like, make a joke about that. But rolling up and being like, check out how powerful I am is not really his MO.
Look at me, I can knock out children.
Exactly.
And fight their instructors.
What are you doing?
What's going on?
Author took a break. He let his brother take over for the day or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah. And so, like, shit like that, I was just like, so it's okay. The way I feel about it is, I will probably read the next book when it comes out, but I'm not going to be looking forward to it. Right? Like, when I heard Rueben Professor was getting one, I pre-ordered it. When I saw that Primal Hunter's next book is coming out soon, I pre-ordered it.
Right.
If I see this book coming out, I'll wait till it goes on sale.
That's
right.
Oof.
It's good enough to read. It's not the greatest thing I've ever read. Right. It's something that I can see some people definitely really enjoying, definitely feeling very passionate about. But for me, I just didn't really land.
Fair. That is fair. Like
the idea that it's kind of based on, which is like, what if there were multiple systems that did different things and conflicted and, like, had these different relationships to each other, is interesting. But there are, like, 3 interesting characters, and, like, conflicts are often have, like, no tension in them, and it's just okay.
All right, fair enough. Well, that's unfortunate. I was kind of hoping that with time, because this latest book would be basically, what, a 4-year span between the first book and this one?
I think so.
Something like that. Would have hoped that it would have been picking up, like, at least quality wise. It sounded like it
literally
has a
as we
bit.
sat down, we got to the tantalizing secret bit that I've been really excited to get to for basically a book's worth of content right now. And so we'll see if that changes things. But the fact that we had to sit through, like, the second half of one book and the front half of another just to get to this, when it would have been fine if the stuff in the middle was, like, interesting, but it felt like the author was, like, padding content almost.
Oh yeah,
to, like, wait for us to get to this point.
I wonder if that becomes, because because I know they start with Royal Road and they release the story on Royal Road. I wonder if the publishing it to an audiobook in book format causes some publisher funsies.
It might be, or it might also be a format thing where like if you're reading the like one chapter or every 5 days, 3 days, like it's not that big a deal. But that's the other thing that I didn't appreciate with these books was how short they were.
You mentioned that last week too.
About half the length of what a normal audiobook of this thing would be for the same price and for lower quality, which I didn't really care for.
Right. I mean, not a lot of people would care for paying the same price for what is essentially half the product.
Yeah, half the product, and it doesn't taste as good.
Right.
And so, yeah, I really want it to be good because there's a lot of like little gems in there, right? But over like the main character has like avoidability, and it has some like really interesting implications in the universe because it seems to have like some sort of like a connection to an extra system like capacity and stuff like that. So this sort of like power that exists outside of the all of the systems, and that the systems can work with but aren't really very good at. And like that idea is really interesting. The fact that there are multiple systems. One system appears to be hunting another system. What's going on with that? These like big mysteries, but then when we get to the granular conflicts, it kind of like bogs down a little bit.
Lulls a little bit.
Yeah. Fair. Well, man, that's hits or misses for you. Like, not everything can be a winner. Kind of. If what you've heard sounds interesting to you, then yeah, obviously give it a look. But that's kind of just how it goes. And we haven't had a good, like, bad thing to talk about in a while. We were supposed to make a whole series out of, like, really just bad manga. I don't know how to talk about, but hey. So, yeah, you know what? Kind of how it goes. Unfortunate, but there you go. All right. Yeah. Anything else before we go on to wrap it up tonight? Because I thought this was going to be a short episode. I'm fairly certain we're going on 3 hours and 30 minutes.
So Marshall Wild West is really cool.
Marshall Wild West?
Yeah.
That sounds sick.
Have I talked about it?
I don't think so.
Or I think it's Wild West Mirror. Okay, actually, we should talk about this. Because it just got renewed for its 2nd season, and I thought it might have been canceled. I was thinking about it the other day, and I wanted more people to be reading it. Sorry, it's Miram Wild West, not more, or Wild West Miram.
Miram?
Yep. I am
there.
Mercantile
Bank. Is it this?
Yep.
Wild West Miram release has been. Wild West Miram release has been postponed due to personal circumstances of the artist, but will return this year. That was said 5 months ago in 2024.
This show, this
is it a show or is it
not a show? It's a
manhwa.
But it's been fucking sick. So because it takes there's a specific setting that almost every Miram story has within like historical China.
Well, what is a Miram story?
A Miram story is a martial arts fantasy story that's basically like a low magic setting.
Okay.
Whereas like Shanxia is like a high magic setting. You can think about it like that. Then a Miram would be like a low magic setting.
Right? Define a high versus low magic.
So like a high magic would be like you have wish spells and like arch wizards and like godlike magical figures.
That doesn't have anything to do with weed.
It can if you wanted to.
Or like a low magic setting would be like you have some utility magic and like magic's really fucking hard to learn and like but you don't like the capacity of magic isn't that advanced. Sometimes you actually have Miram and Shanxia fictions existing within the same universe like you do with I mention all the fucking time. The
Roombound Professor?
No, a Legend of Mortal's Journey to Immortality.
Okay.
I mention it all the time because it's one of the best ones I've ever read, and it's really fucking good. But it has these, because Miram is essentially like a secret society of martial arts, right? That exists separately from like normal civic society. It has its own set of rules. They're not supposed to interact, but sometimes they do. And when they do, it's a problem. But anyways, so like this has sort of like guts a lot of that setting and has its own setup for like a government, and they've discovered the new continent. They've discovered the U.S. continent, and they are starting to settle it. And a lot of the martial arts that you typically see have either been oppressed or wiped out or never developed. And our main character was reincarnated into this world, remembering all of the martial arts fantasies that they grew growing up. And so they're going through and they're recreating these martial arts as like a wanderer.
Interesting.
And they're battling their way through this Wild West. And it takes a lot of the things from the genre, and it's portraying the Wild West genre, and like putting those in sort of like a martial arts storyline, and it's really fun to read. It's a really good read. The art is wonderful. The action's really cool. The characters are interesting. I really, really, really like it.
Okay.
And the character's got Keon in his name.
It does. I was going to mention
Keon.
Zhang Qian is a man that reincarnated from our cushy modern world, but his new world is nothing like the fantastical world he dreamed about from reading martial arts novels. While the martial arts in his new world are powerful, they are also too crude and lack elegance. And so Keon journeys along the continent for his dream of bringing true martial arts back to the new realm. He's doing... Did he know... martial arts was like the main thing of the world he came from.
What? No.
Oh, is that not it?
Like, he grew up in our world.
Oh, like this world.
Like this world.
Oh, I
but
see.
like me,
Okay.
he would read a shit ton of this fiction.
So
Right,
he
okay.
learned martial arts by proxy.
He
of reading
didn't learn
novels.
martial arts, but he learned the idea. Like, they talk about like the principles of those behind the martial arts, and then he's recreating them in this world.
Okay.
I see.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, give that a read.
That sounds pretty sick, actually.
Look out for that when you're not reading System Change. That actually does sound kind of sick, though.
Martial arts in Wild West.
Yeah, it's one where they're not scared to tell like a tragic story, and they do it in very engaging ways. Which is something I typically tend to like stray away from, but I think they do a really good job of navigating it and having it be very interesting.
Okay. Well, how's that for a bonus for you tonight, folks? System Change and Martial Wild West. Or Miram Wild West, as it could also be called, but it looks like the title also goes under Martial Wild West. All right. Well, that's going to be it for us tonight. I thought this episode was going to be short. Yet here we are, 3.5 some odd hours later.
Every time.
Every fucking time.
It does seem to be every time.
Yeah. We mentioned this before. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
5 stars.
Follow us on our Patreon. It's only $1 right now.
Only $1.
Get in on it while it's currently down that low. We don't know how long it's going to stay there, but one of these days it's going to change. You're going to be mad you missed out. With that said, thank you, Mike, our original old god.
Yes,
Always holding us
sir.
down, buddy. We love and appreciate you. Soon you're not going to be so alone in there. Don't worry about it.
Get you some love.
Get you some love. We're going to find you a wife and you can have kids with now. Oh, man. But yeah, that's going to be it for us tonight.
Absolutely.
So have a good night.
Peace.
Stay gay.
Yeah, you don't have no Riz.
When I that hurt to hear.
I'm sorry.